buy a beer in the neighborhood. Call Joe Murray.
I happen to trust Joe Murray.
First time I ever met Joe Murray was...
That's the Joe Murray Show intro, everybody.
Which is a great intro, by the way.
Thank you. It's real easy. The Big Show from WWE. I had Sean Silver say Joe instead of Big. And Skaz did a little mix down of some Black Label Society and Zach Wilde in there with a few drop-ins and bing, bang, boom, bang, boom. Wait, how does Kendrick do it? Bing, bang, boom, bang, bang.
Kendrick? Who?
No, Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, how's it go?
Bing,
bang, boom,
I
bang.
can't even. Yeah, I think you got it. That's pretty much it. Yeah. I was about to yell mustard. But,
well, this is the Leroy
No. Flip it around. Because people will definitely come at me for that.
No.
It is the Joe
You know what, Leroy?
and Leroy show.
How about this? How about one day you lead, I go to?
It's up to you.
No, I'm down.
Okay.
Yeah, you've never asked.
Because it should be. It's the Joe and Leroy
Yeah, all right,
show.
cool. But no, I'm not. That stuff I don't care about.
I mean, look at your shirt. You see what it says on your shirt?
It says champion.
Yeah, you the champ.
You know why?
You the champ.
Because I had one eye open this morning. First off, this is. Can we get the actual Leroy and Joe out of this one?
All right, let me see.
Oh wait. All right. How many Golden Girls are truly still alive?
I think they're all gone.
And you know, Dorothy. I'm trying to think of all their names. Blanche, Dorothy.
Yeah. You got Sophia.
Rose.
It made no sense that as a kid we were watching a show about seniors.
Yeah. Estelle Getty.
Yeah.
I always mention the movie because we're Rocky fans, right? Mm-hmm. Remember Stop or My Mom Will Shoot with Sylvester Stallone?
Yes. Oh, that's right.
And those nudes from B. Arthur people are still looking for these days.
Exquisite.
What was that from?
Airheads.
There you go. Again, Adam Sandler comedy. Last night I had the longest yard on.
Oh, good.
So last night after the games, I was just flipping around. Mm-hmm. I got Tommy Boy. This is late night. Tommy Boy got up until the actually it was the part where he actually got his first sale.
Okay.
After he got smacked in the face. He goes, doesn't hurt here, just here. I got that. I got Pulp Fiction. This was just me cruising around last night on the dial. Mm-hmm. I got Pulp Fiction. It was the scene when she goes, what'd the big tomato say to the little tomato?
Okay.
No, you know what the big tomato said to the little tomato?
What did the big tomato say to the little tomato?
Ketchup.
Tell me likey. Tell me want wingy.
You know what's so funny, Jeff? Of one of the scenes, it's the part that I'm talking about where he had his first sale, but it's the guy, the guy with the bald head who's sleeping on the couch later on, and he goes, hey, do you know this guy? Oh, yeah, I buy brake parts from that guy. It was that guy. But all of a sudden, like, the guy goes, no, I'm not gonna buy your brake pads. And all of a sudden, Tommy goes, chicken wings. And like this like magical fairy dust.
Stupid.
You look like a Helen.
You look like a Helen. Let me tell you why I suck as a salesman.
Joe, your TV flicking last night, did it happen? I'm just curious because it happens for me. When there's days like yesterday in sports where it feels almost overwhelming because there's so much going on that you need a break after everything is done, is that what it was?
I needed a break.
Yeah.
And listen, it's Leroy and Joe, 617-779-0985. Whatever you want to talk about, this is a radio show. We'll do sports. We're going to probably talk a lot of non-sports, but it's Sunday, and Twitter's down. Oh, we're back. It was down for a little bit, and I wanted to tweet out there, but I had people asking me, will there be a Sunday Fun Day featuring Joe Murray and Leroy? And I've never thought about this as being a Sunday Fun Day. Oh, I used to celebrate Sunday Fun Day down in the Seaport. Oh, baby. Well, that was, and then Monday you regret everything.
Monday's back to the grind.
I get this. You know what I get now? This is for real. I get the Sunday scaries now.
You just started getting that,
bro? Recently.
What time does it kick in?
Last night watching all those shows. So being dead serious, you and I work 6 days a week.
Yeah.
We work a lot of hours. Mm-hmm. No, don't feel bad for us. But so I get 1 day off a week. Did you work yesterday? Because I know you and Cerrone do a show together.
No, had it off yesterday. But
so that's what I mean. But you mentally got away from the business yesterday, right?
Yeah.
You needed it.
You kind of can, but you kind of can't. Your mind is programmed to always, be thinking. When I'm on my phone and I'm scrolling, and that's every day of the week, there are things I see and I'll screenshot because I'll be like, oh, that'll be a good topic. So it's never really turned on.
I started the Slack channel for myself last night, just dropping articles in and stuff that I thought about you. And I dropped for my own notes. I shared it with Jeff, actually, because I got to get you in there. I don't know how to. I've been trying to find Leroy when I go in there. I'm like, why is Leroy not in the Slack channel? You ever use the Slack channel?
I have a long time ago.
Anyways, that's where my thoughts go.
Okay.
But today I could not wake up. 6:48, 7:15, 7:42, and the only thing that got me out of bed today was you. I mean that.
People are going to take that the wrong way.
No,
anyways,
no.
Why do you say that?
Because I know that you're going to bring it.
Oh, appreciate it,
You sent
Joe.
me notes ahead of time.
Yeah.
You were prepared.
Yeah.
You're ready to go.
Ready to go, man.
Again, the only thing that got in Jeff, Jeff, who did a solid job on the night show this week. Shout out to all our producers. Mm-hmm. Leroy's one of the best ones in the business. Jeff, if he wanted to be full-time, you would be. He's looking at me funny back
Money.
It's about the money. You're right. It is about the money sometimes. But, it's about what you love as well. Mm-hmm. And this is what Leroy came up with today. Do you want to tell the listeners, or should I?
As long as you set it up the right way.
Well, you know what?
You know where it comes from.
This is where it starts.
Yeah, and we need to talk about this. We would be frauds if we didn't talk about this.
Okay, I have a big thought on Raphael Devers I want to get into in a bit. Mm-hmm. Just to tease a sports take.
Yep.
My take goes beyond this year. So I'll table that as like a talking point. I know you sent a bunch of stuff regarding, the Sweet 16 and college basketball and stuff like that. You saw other things happening on social media you want to get into. But I don't want to butcher it because it's about doing things for the first time. So I feel as though because this is your topic, you got to set this one up.
I got to set it up. Okay. Well, this all stems from, and we got to talk about it, Christian Campbell's first home run yesterday and how Major League Baseball put out a post. Was it on? I know it was on Instagram. I'm assuming it was everywhere.
I saw it on MLB, the @MLB.com.
Yes. And let me find it real quick.
On
I want to get that right. Anyways, long story short, if you listen to 98.5 The Sports Hub, opening day, Tony Maz from Felger and Maz was like, he's basically like, I don't know about this kid. I mean, I don't know if he's league ready. He's not league ready. That type of stuff. And so he hits his home run yesterday. And Major League Baseball, I forget exactly what they put out, but they kind of took a shot at Maz. And even though I'm here at 98.5 The Sports Hub, I have to be honest. Major League Baseball and everyone else who agrees with them for taking a shot at Tony Maz, they're absolutely right. I don't know how you can criticize somebody for their first performance. I mean, there are some people who, when they show up and they do something for the first time, they are phenomenal at it. And you're like, oh, my God, they're the greatest. They can also fall off after that first appearance. Some people, most people, when they try something new for the first time, nerves kick in. They're really not great at it, but you can't write them off. You can't do it. And so with that being said, I came up with a question. I said, hey, we can talk more about that too, but what's the biggest disaster you've had when trying something for the first time? And I know a lot of you guys, your minds went. I'm not going to say it.
No, for real. But it feels like the first time. There you go, Jeff.
And I guarantee for people who call with the worst disaster they've had trying something for the first time, I can guarantee 8, 9 out of 10 are going to say, you know what, but I got better at it. And that's the same thing with Christian Campbell. Maz, I'm sorry. Technically, we are co-workers, but you are absolutely wrong for saying that, hey, this dude really isn't. I don't know. I don't know if he's ready for the league. After one freaking game. One game? Give me a break. So again, 617-779-0985. What's the biggest disaster you've had when trying something new for the first time? Hit us up.
Yeah, doing it well, baby. I heard that back there, Jeff.
That was a disaster.
So on the Maz thing, do you know what I can I do twofold on this?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's in everybody's head. Like,
really?
Yeah, because like to me, if I said something in a national account, I'd be like, yeah.
Oh yeah, I get that.
Because even though I look like a fool, they're talking about you. It's good, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, here's the deal. Do you know how many times I swing and miss on takes? But I keep coming back. I keep getting back in that batter's box, bro.
Joe, I think this one is different. I'm sorry. I thought that was a bit extra, a bit extreme. First time,
to be consistent for Maz, he's always said that. And again, when I do the show at night, I get the aftermath of, well, Maz said this and Felger did that and like whatever. Like here we are, like doing our own show talking about Felger. Like they've already won.
Yeah.
But forget about that. I like your topic about things you've done for the first time. But in Maz's case, though, like he basically said, "Hey, Christian Campbell." He doesn't look ready. He's uncomfortable in the batter's box, which I thought he did opening day. But then, I don't know, he had a hit to help lead a comeback win. So, but, I would get on him more for not knowing who Cooper Flagg was.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Stop playing.
I'm not trying to bury anybody today because, hey, you could bury me. Have a field day with it, okay? But I think, actually, I love that Maz got should we use the word trolled? Because in a way, I bet you Maz is loving this. He can't wait for tomorrow. This is like...
And for the record, this is what Major League Baseball posted. He just doesn't look ready for the big leagues, Mike.
But my only thing is, how do people in other markets know that, what that means?
I doubt it. Whoever did that for Major League Baseball obviously pays attention. They're probably Red Sox fans. They're obviously 985 The Sports Hub fans or listeners, and they took a shot. But again, Joe, I'm with it. I understand.
Oh, well, listen, if you're going to be in this business and you're going to give it, you got to take it, right? It is. But we'll get to that in a minute.
I know. To prove the point that you shouldn't judge someone off of their first time doing something new, we need people to call in.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Who was it that hit a Daniel Nava. Remember him? Played for the Red Sox.
Okay.
First at bat ever. Hit a grand slam for the Red Sox.
Yep. Barely
first time.
Barely remember his name.
I only remember him because he used to leave tickets for Erin Andrews, I think, for every game, and she never showed. But I'm pretty sure that was the story, right? Erin Andrews, I'll have to look that up. Who did now I'm going to Google it.
There you go.
Daniel Nava left tickets for who? Anyway, so Leroy's question of the day is...
Again, what's the biggest disaster you've had when trying something for the first time? Just to prove a point that no one's perfect. No one's going to get it right on the first time.
I'll share Alex Barth's because we asked him.
Yeah.
He said the first time he went drinking was a disaster. I asked. He did not give more details.
Oh, man.
But it's a good answer.
Yeah, that's a good answer. Great answer.
And
I'm pretty sure he's better at it now.
Oh, my God.
Right. Can you imagine his buddy saying, man, you can't come out with us anymore because your first time drinking was a disaster. Give me a break. Give me a break. Christian, you first game, I don't know. Get this guy out of here. First game. Relax.
Remember Dustin Pedroia? He wasn't good early on.
My God. We could probably go down the list and just think of athletes whose first time on the field, on the court, on the ice were just terrible and ended up being Hall of Famers. Like, cut it out.
A lot of guys did that. Yep. I believe it was Erin Andrews, Daniel Nava. Erin Andrews wasn't paying attention to Daniel Nava. It's a fateful tale that began a long time ago.
Sorry, Maz. Got to call it like I see it. I'm sorry.
Oh, Maz, I think it's great for him.
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, absolutely.
I looked at it differently.
Good, bad, and different. It don't matter. The attention is there.
It doesn't mean I'm right. It doesn't mean you're wrong. For him, I mean, have there been times where I've said the wrong information and wanted to bury myself and got crushed for it all day, or I tweeted out something that was wrong? Yeah. Oh, it's happened a lot. But I can't. I'm still. Just so you know, you sent this about 90 minutes ago, and I still don't have an answer for you. I'm trying to think of myself, because not for nothing. Like when I first did radio, it was probably a disaster. I just didn't think it was.
Oh snap! I remember trying to do a front flip for the first time.
Ooh.
Disaster. It was off of a challenge. I had never done a flip before. Rodney St. Clair, if you're out there, I know you are. He's the one that put me up to it. It's not his fault. He wanted a good laugh. And I, like an idiot, fell for it. I ran, jumped off a bench, and came straight down on my behind. And, I was jacked up. I'm dead serious. I thought I wasn't going to be able to move again. First time trying it, last time trying it. But if I had continued, I'm pretty sure I would have got better at it. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, all right. Well, people are sending in some goodies.
Okay, let's get to it.
But I feel like you know how like we have there's like opening acts for comedy shows and like whatever. I feel like when we do our show, we kind of need an opening act.
Okay,
because I know we can handle it and all, but like when JP and NP's on the line,
oh boy, put them on.
We got to go to our opening act. What's up, JP?
Leroy and the I Can't Get Up crew. How's it going?
What's up, man?
Leroy, quick second date update. It's been over a year. We're still together. Joe gave me some great advice that I used Friday night. Yeah. Hey, I got two of them for you. Leroy trying to ice skate. Rick Pitino saying Hall of Famer Chauncey Billups will never make it in the NBA. Bleep you, Pitino. Joe, I got two sports takes. Yes, sports takes from JP. Can we put Pasternak and Tatum in the Manny Ramirez? I got to go sell my antique car, visit my fifth grandmother, and can miss a few games. Why is Tatum playing? Send Pasternak back to Europe. I don't want to see them out there. I want to draft high for the Bruins. The Patriots blew it. Do not win any more games, Sweeney.
Hey, how'd the double date go?
Joe? I ended up having to bring everybody home, but they said, let's go here. I said, nope, we're going to the place I want to go to afterwards. And I ended up having to pay for the drinks, but that was fine because I drank light. But I said, no, we're going to go where I want to go because I'm going where I didn't want to go just to be a good player. And by that point, they were so drunk they didn't care. So it worked out good.
See? Told you. Do you, bro? Thank you.
That last part, you can't lie. He sounded a little bit like hurt and defeated. Something went wrong.
He told me that he didn't want to go on a double date with this couple. He didn't get into detail, but it sounds like they have a little bit of fun with the sauce. They like to drink.
Okay.
And I think JP likes to be in control of the situation, so probably doesn't because he's got to drive everybody around, so he's a responsible adult. So they were so drunk that they went where he wanted to go, and it worked out for him.
Okay.
And that's the advice I told him.
There you go.
I said, do you, bro? Do you? And it looks like he did.
He did.
Hopefully he got done, too. All right, we got to go to break. Leroy's here. I'm Joe Murray, 98.5, the Sports Hub.
You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5.
70 yards off a tee. I was a lineman, so like, I wasn't, didn't really want to be in the, didn't want to be kicking footballs, you know what I mean, during games, but I was booming them in practice, and one day they go, all right, Joe, they're going to do an onside kick, going to kick it right off the front guy, and, you got to move the, all right, never kicked in a game before in my life.
Yeah.
Went out there, hit the tip of the ball, went like 3 yards. It was an illegal procedure. They got the ball like at midfield. It was embarrassing.
I feel you.
But when you want a 300-pound kicker, that's probably what's going to happen. But, man, I was booming those things in practice. Anyways, a couple of people checking in on Twitter on this. My first fail, grew up in JP, played baseball for Xaverian and Northeastern. First summer eligible for the Boston Park League.
Nice.
Literally hit the first 2 batters in the head, got pulled. That's that.
It happens. Failure happens when you're doing something new, when you're doing something for the first time. It just happmes.
Sports happens.
Yeah, it just happens, yeah.
Told you, I just gave you one in sports. I'm sure there's many in life. Do you remember your first time in radio? What was your first experience? Because I know you did a podcast before.
I did a podcast.
But was it always working here? Is this the only place you work? Where else have you worked?
Oh no. You know what? I'm going to be very honest today.
Let's do it. What the hell are you
extremely
going to lose?
honest.
What do you got to lose?
Because I'm gonna say this, and I loved being there. Shout outs to everybody that worked there. We had a phenomenal time. It was great. Hot 97 here in Boston.
Oh yeah.
Now
I told you what I know about that, right?
Okay.
As a kid,
what you
that
know?
was the station that played Wild Thing and broke the record.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Me and my friends were drinking in a parking lot. I remember. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Jeff, right? So my buddy hits me up and he goes, hey, listen to this 90 or whatever, 7. They've just been playing Tone Loc's Wild Thing all day. Uh-huh. So we get in the car and it's like, let's do it. And it just kept playing over and over. And I'm like, so one night everybody in the car is blasting Wild Thing because it got played nonstop. They were trying to break the Guinness Book of World Records.
How many
and
times?
they did.
They did.
Sorry to cut you off.
It's cool. No, but Hot 97 here in Boston. I used to call in every morning to the morning show there. Shout outs to them all. And give a sports report. This was, I want to say maybe 2009, 2010. And then on Sundays on the same station, had a sports show with myself, Cerrone Battle, my brothers, and Daniel and Matthew, and a young lady by the name of Shonda Foster. We had a whole and did a sports show every single Sunday morning. I want to say it was 10 to either 2 or 10 to 12. And Joe, to be honest, my first time doing it, I wanted to just sit behind the board and run things. I just wanted to produce the show. I wanted to put the elements together and push buttons. And I think someone didn't make it in one day, or I was just encouraged to talk. And I did it, and the nerves were through the roof. My mouth was dry. You get
Face
that
was numb? No,
yeah, you get that you get that feeling in your stomach, that pit, like, oh God, can I do this? I'm about to throw up. And I'm pretty sure if I went and looked up the audio, which I do have everything recorded, it was just it was horrendous. But I kept at it, which is it's important because even with this whole thing with Campbell and just sports in general and what we're talking about, one of the things that I've heard in radio, for example, is, hey, you need get more reps. Reps. Well, if that's important, and if it applies here, if it applies in other jobs and just in life, in order to get better at something, you need reps. This is why I keep going back to I can't dismiss a player for one game. It's they need reps to get comfortable, not to get better, to get comfortable. And we saw bits of that yesterday with his home run.
Yeah, Christian Campbell right now in 3 games. He's 5 of 10.
Come on now.
Joe Math, that's 500.
That's 500.
Double home run. He's walked twice, 2 strikeouts.
Yeah.
And he's got really fast bat speed, whatever that means.
Yeah. And at the same time, you don't want to overreact and be like, he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. No, but I think he deserves grace. He deserves some grace during the first game. And a lot of people do just in the first time doing something.
I think he had the jitters
at
the plate, but
yeah.
he had a big hit, a single. They pinch ran him. It worked out. I don't know, day one, but yesterday he smoked the ball.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he's getting confident now.
Yeah.
It sounds like they wanted this to happen. And
What do you mean?
They wanted him to be the starting second baseman.
Got you.
But I'm wondering if they if the Bregman thing never happens, right? Do they rush Christian Campbell up? Because they're of the big three, and I'm talking Roman Anthony, Marcelo Meyer, and Christian Campbell. If we're just talking about pure ability in who won any job battles in the spring training, it was Meyer. So Marcelo Meyer to me looks like a stud, and I think they want him to get more reps and stay healthy.
Yep.
And they also get the extra option year on him, which now, by the way, after everything we're talking about Christian Campbell, they're now discussing a contract extension with him.
Which, and again, like I just said, which they know, obviously, the Red Sox know much better than I do. But then again, I'm just saying, hey, it might be a little bit too early also to be like, oh, my God, hey, he's the greatest. Matter of fact, let's work out a contract. Let's see. But my original take was you can't decide on a player after one game. You just can't.
A couple more things I wanted to get to real quick. Just a little tease. Someone sent this in, and it's where my leadoff take is. How about the first time being an everyday designated hitter?
Ooh. Oh, Devers.
Is that a disaster for Raphael Devers right now? Because to me, it actually broke a record.
I know.
It's never been done before. This many strikeouts and 10 at-bats to start a season. So I would say that's a disaster, right? First time?
It's a disaster, but I don't know what's going on with him. And I don't think anybody does. Is he out of shape? Is he not baseball ready? Is he in his feelings? Is he upset? Is he not giving forth any effort because he's not happy about not being able to play on the field and being a designated hitter? I don't know. But if I'm him, if he can hear me, you got to take some pride. You don't want to break records like this. What was it, 10 strikeouts in the first 3 games? And it's first time, I believe?
Essentially.
Something like that. First time in Major League Baseball history. That's not something that you want to be proud of. That's not something you want your name attached to. And personally, I'm disappointed. I thought he said he was cool with it. Even if you're not, do your job. Oh, God, I'm sounding like Bill Belichick. Go out there and do your job.
It's smelly. It stinks.
It stinks. And it concerns me because I've listened to the Mazes and I've listened to all the baseball talking heads, the Millikins and all that. And then I've seen what's been put out there in reports, and they're saying the Red Sox have the potential to be in the mix. Great. But will Devers and his attitude and his non-competing self at this moment, will it mess things up? On the field, he's not looking, well, at bat, he's not looking great. And then I have to wonder, behind the scenes, maybe I'm having flashbacks to what I've heard is going on with the Bruins or with other teams. You never know what's going on behind the scenes, and I don't know. And I pray that Devers doesn't cause chaos.
No, you know what it is? I'll help you out with this one. This is for you, yourself.
Okay.
This is smelly, very smelly.
Very smelly. Stinks.
Do you know why?
Why?
Because you've seen this before.
I've seen it, yes.
Manny Ramirez. I'll never forget that day in New York.
Yeah.
They wanted him to pinch hit. He didn't want to pinch hit. They put him up there at the plate. Bing, bang, bing, boom.
Yeah.
Trying to do the Kendrick Lamar again.
Right. 3
strikes right down the middle of the plate, bat on the shoulder. When people are unhappy, their performance declines. Some people do it intentionally. Some people just mentally check out.
Yep.
I'll tell you this much. Never played baseball at a high level, but I will tell you that baseball is 1,000% more mental than physical. And I think there's a couple of things regarding Devers I want to get into. I think, A, there is a physical issue going on. And B, he might mentally not be in it.
I think it's more mentally. I really
might be
do.
right. Listen, there's a track record of players who played in Boston who've transitioned to DH. J.D. Martinez was the most recent one. He wanted to play the outfield at least once a week. He didn't have to. He knew he was the DH, but he wanted that repetition to be ready to play and it would keep him focused in the game. He'd see other at-bats. He would see other counts. It would really help him when he got up to the plate. He developed into a fantastic designated hitter. Mm-hmm. He did. Mm-hmm. He couldn't run in the field as much anymore. He had a foot issue, right? Like, he had all these things. For Devers' sake, I think the Red Sox were a little too late in the transition. And it looks like that in hindsight.
You think he took it as well, he had to have taken it as disrespect.
You know why? Because he's a champion.
Yeah.
Let's call it what it is. Devers is a champion, and he's a highly paid player in the league. Like, that's respect right there. He might feel disrespected. I think he can play the position. Mm-hmm. He's just been the worst third baseman in the league.
Yeah.
So, like, can he play there?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Is it best for the team? No. And I think a lot of guys in this town, have started going into business for themselves, and it shows. So you brought up the Bruins. Yeah. I'm bringing up just what you've seen it before. You've seen it here, especially in baseball. But I think that there is a new organizational mindset, and when Devers signed his deal, all those guys are gone.
Yeah, but Joe, my problem is I get a slow start. And again, it's early in the season. It's only 3 games in. I get a slow start. But a negative historical thing happens, and it's you.
Message.
Yeah, but, I mean, that hurts you, too. That hurts you. Now,
can I tell you of these games, though?
Okay.
It's hurt the team.
Yes. That's another thing.
That's the problem, Leroy. You become a poison, right?
Yeah.
You got to remove it.
Yeah.
I'm not saying remove Raphael Devers today.
Right.
We're talking about slow starts and not getting on guys, but you said mentally, there's a lot more going on here.
I hope for his sake and the team's sake that, okay, you're in your feelings. Maybe that's the case. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But if you are in your feelings, you got to get out of it soon. You got to get out of it very, very soon. You got to get back to locking in. And for your own sake, for your own name, for your own legacy, for your own future in the game, get locked in and compete. If you don't want to be here, I get it, but compete. Compete.
All right, I want to take a couple of these. Brian's in the car. Hey, Brian.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
So I think I got a good one. First time driving stick shift.
Oh yeah, baby.
I stalled out at the light in the middle of Route 1, and all the cars coming flying up at about 55 miles an hour behind me. Not a good time. Yeah. But, got
Brian,
better.
You got better over time. Did you learn on the fly? Well, would you blow out the tranny?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I learned out the fly. Didn't burn out that tranny, but
that happened to me,
all
Brian.
good now.
What happened to me, I was in the car business. I was like 17 years old. I used to just like go chase cars and pick them up. And I got in one day, and it was a Dodge Neon stick shift, and I went, oh, boy. Mm-hmm. And I remember how to turn the car on, take out the e-brake off. I went up and down Route 9, man, in first, second gear, and I started learning, and bing, bang, boom. I'm in fourth gear heading towards Framingham.
Oh, yeah.
Flying. I learned quick, but I could smell that clutch, baby.
Yeah.
We learned quick.
We're all Christian Campbell at some point in our lives. And for him, it was drive a stick, and he didn't give up. He kept going, got more reps, and obviously became better. That's why, again, I'm sorry, Maz. I can't ride with you on that one.
Ooh.
I'm sorry. Major League Baseball can't either. That's why they took a shot.
Speaking of riding, did you see the Dodgers and who they brought out for the championship?
Oh, yeah, Ice Cube.
That was awesome.
That was awesome. It was awesome. You know what was more awesome and hurt my soul? Yes, this might sound repetitive, but seeing Mookie Betts again, obviously with the Dodgers, he's a champion with them and everything. But to know that man was sick and lost 20 pounds, and Devers, see what I mean? Betts was sick, shows up, had lost 20 pounds, and is still putting in work. And I got to look at Raphael Devers on my Red Sox. I'm just going to do a little strikeout record for the first 3 games.
Does his shirt, we got to go to break. Does his shirt look a little puffy? Like, is it?
I'm going to mind my business.
Hey, listen, I'm a large man, so I feel like I can talk about it. There's no fat shaming going on here, all right?
Okay.
But Jeff, he's staying out of it. Does Raphael Devers' uniform look a little puffy?
It's a little tight. Yeah.
It's a little puffy.
Come on, Raffy, man.
And I know something about a puffy shirt, all right? We got to go to break. I'm Joe Murray. Leroy's here on the Sports Hub.
More Joe Murray coming up on the Sports Hub.
Devers some more. And I said, you know what? Here at Beasley Media, here in this building, there are people, there are things that I do not agree with. But I show up and do my job to the best of my ability. Devers, that's all we're asking. There's no way he is a 0 for 4 and a 10 strikeout historical 10 strikeouts in the first 3 games of a season. There's no way that's him. That's not him. You may not be happy. You may not get along with everybody within the Red Sox organization. Let's be more specific. He's not happy with the situation of being a DH. I get it. I understand. And Joe, maybe I'm old school, but go do your job. You're not. That's what we're seeing is not you. That's not you. Why would you want this to be the representation of you so far in the season? I know it's early, but come on. Making history like that is not a good look. Not a good look for you. Do your job, man. And hopefully things will work out where there's some type of compromise, there's some type of balance, and maybe you feel better about the situation. Guess what? Maybe the situation never changes and you stay the DH. Do your job, man. Do your job.
So my take is this has been going on for a while with Devers. Last year at the end of the year, a lot of people told me, hey, Joe, don't take anything into – actually, respected sports writers have told me, hey, Joe, don't take much into what you see at the end of the year with the Red Sox. And I said, okay. So I bookmarked it for the beginning of the year. It's only 3 games. Like you said, I'm not going to – but since we got a show to do today, which I've heard it somewhere.
Oh, my God. I keep hearing that over and over again.
It's a continuation of what we saw last season with Devers. He has a bad shoulder. This thing hasn't been right for a while. He had shoulder surgery. He's not ready to go. He's not ready to go. I wonder if Cora knows it. And that's why maybe this Bregman push happened and why this Christian Campbell thing's happened. Devers isn't ready to go, guys. He's not ready.
Is he?
He's physically not ready to go. Last year at the end of the year, final 4 games of the year, his final 4 games of the year last year and his first 3 games of the year this year, he's batting .074. He's 2 for 27. Ooh, 2 singles, 2 walks, 21 strikeouts. Like this happened at the end of last year. It's continuing this year. I'm just giving you a 7-game sample, but at the end of last year,
yes,
this was something I was big on. I thought Devers struggled at the end of the year. You know what else I said too is I thought Cora struggled. So far, Cora has been the one who said Raffy's the DH. Right? 32 days ago, Devers says he's not going to move off third base. You can't clear things up in 30 days, Leroy. I'm sorry. There's a lot of emotions. There's money. There's, expectations. There's, like here's the deal. No matter what, to your point, Devers should be ready and in shape. He's not. So is that on the Red Sox and their medical staff for forcing him back? I mean, the guy never threw a ball or took swings until spring training. If he was here working out and then, the third base thing happened and he goes home.
Right.
There's just, I would like, I'm not calling out the beat writers. Like they do a good job, but can we get more? What happened? When did he have the surgery? What's the rehab? Do we have any comps on other guys that have had this surgery?
Yeah.
When did they come back? Like, we're doing this with Stephon Diggs. Why can't we do this with Raphael Devers?
And who made the decision to say, you know what, you're good to go? You can play. Because now
he doesn't look ready.
Yeah, if he's not ready, sit down. Or the other part that's making me a little bit more frustrated is if he does truly have an attitude and is upset that he's the designated hitter. If your body isn't ready, then why not use this opportunity to heal? And what I mean by that is if you don't have to play in the field and all you got to do is be the designated hitter, that gives your body some rest, the opportunity to heal up a little bit more while you play. But if you're going to get 10 strikeouts in the first 3 games and you're not healthy, then what are we doing? What are we doing?
I saw this stat, too, the Joe Murray research team out there. From April 2nd, 2021 to June 6, 2024, Devers played 501 games. He struck out 3 or more times in a game 13 times. That's 2% of the time. In the 89 games he's played since June 7th of 2024, he struck out 3 or more times 14 times. including the last 6 consecutive games dating back to last season. I just noticed a trend from last year to this year. He's the same guy. And at the end of the year, I thought he sucked. I called him out for it. Many beat writers thought I was too hard on him. And what do you know, Joe? Blah, blah, blah. It's continuing again. He got his contract. There's always question marks about giving heavy players long-term deals. He's got a long-term deal. He's a champion, and he's a damn good player, and he crushes the Yankees. He's not ready to go this year. That's just a fact, right?
No, you're right. You're right. There's no debating that.
My only thing is who steps in and says, hey, go rehab. Because then does he check out?
Yeah.
Does he now, I'm going on the 60-day list now, and then you lose him?
That sounds like what it should be. That sounds like the plan. If the shoulders aren't right, then rehab, and you're doing this, and this is how the season is starting, give him some more games, give him some more time, and maybe things will improve. But if it continues, that might be the move. Rehab.
By the way, it's recommended he has surgery. I probably shouldn't say when he had the surgery, just to be clear. But he's had a shoulder injury, and he hasn't had surgery. So is he ready? Does he need surgery? Yeah. Does somebody need to recommend it?
Yeah.
I probably should speak to someone that's down there that knows a little bit more about this. There's a shoulder injury here.
There's a shoulder injury, Joe, but you know what other injury is that there is that's bigger than the shoulder injury? It's his feelings. It's his pride. His pride is hurt, and that, to me, is a bigger determining factor and on why his play has been the way it is in just 3 games. Yes, it's just 3 games, but he's got to. I think that's the place where he needs to focus mentally. You can get it together.
And to be clear on it, again, I did say he has not had shoulder surgery, which I think is going to be the case. Or is he just out of shape? Like, what would? Okay, let's talk this up for a second. I know we're late. Who's the hourly, by the way?
This hour is brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit NewEnglandOilChange.com for 15% off your drive-through oil change. And Valvoline Instant Oil Change, the official change of busy people.
So, to be clear on this is from David Adler of MLB.com. Devers will get ready for next year avoiding shoulder surgery. So what the hell did he do all offseason?
Right.
If he didn't have the surgery, normally guys have surgery and you rehab them back. He avoided the surgery. What was he doing?
I don't know. I refuse to believe he just sat and thought it'll heal on its own. He's a professional player. He's a professional athlete. He had to go to some type of rehab or something. There's no way nothing was done. I refuse to believe it.
And the prescription last year was rest.
Well, he might, see?
And you know what's funny? I'm reading this article from MLB.com. We just need to stay away from him, manager Alex Cora said.
What?
Like, meaning like this was back then. This was when, and I'll give you the date on it because this is when he avoided the surgery. September 22nd.
Okay, let's clear this up. Stay away from him,
meaning don't let him play.
Okay.
Like rest, just get rest.
Okay, I thought you were saying something.
But hey, now he's the one saying he's not going to play third at all this year. Does Cora know something we don't when it comes to Devers? Like, does Cora look at Devers now as like not a part of what he's trying to build?
Ooh. Man.
The prescription on September 22nd was rest. What the hell did he do all offseason? And it's so funny because like this guy David Adler has all these like bat speed for Devers. It's gone from I wonder what his bat speed is now because at the beginning of the year it was solid 73, 74, whatever it is. At the end of the year it was down to 71. So like he fades. And now he's starting off slow. It's not a good sign. All right, we got to go to break. I see you guys line up in the phone lines. I'm sorry. We'll get to you guys. We'll do that next. We just got to hit the headline. We got to do all that. We got to get ID. A lot of people in on Devers. We'll have more coming up next here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray. On the way on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
What's something you did for the first time that was disastrous? Mm-hmm. So let's go to it. Paul's in Braintree. Hey, Paul.
Hey, gentlemen, how are you today?
Good.
When I was younger, my father had a 1937 Ford Coupe, and in order to start it, you had to flick a switch and turn the key. So I drove it for the first time. I visited a friend. I turned the key off, but didn't flick the switch and killed the battery.
Oh, boy.
Well, then I decided to jumpstart it, not knowing it was a 6-volt system, and blew every single gauge in the car.
Oh, my God.
Every single one.
What'd the old man
It
do?
was a disaster. My father was not a happy individual.
Are you okay? Are you okay now? Oh.
He hung up. I don't think he wants to reminisce anymore. He's hurt.
He had to get it off his chest.
But the point is, he was able to call in today, which means he's still here. He improved. He got better, and I guarantee he could probably do it right this time around.
So, we don't have to talk about getting laid or kissing or any of that unless you got a good one, right?
Right.
Because that was what in the email, so I'm getting that out of the way. But driving stick shift, that's something that I definitely remember. Mm-hmm. I remember that clear as day. Let's talk to Joey's in Kingston. What's up, Joey?
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
So I think this call was meant to be because I was up early, and there was a commercial with Betty White in it, and I couldn't remember if she was still alive, so I Googled it and sadly saw, that Rose had passed away a few years ago, 99.
Yeah. Sad.
As we speak, I'm outside Lambert's. It's a work day for me, so went in Rome, and I just had, Joe, a big tray. They got the pulled chicken here, and that onion broth. Mm-hmm. So good. And
which one
about a half a dozen barbecued chicken wing flats.
Oh, flats
talking about things
only?
smelling fantastic.
Okay.
Flats only?
No. Well, yes. So, well, they had the drumsticks too, but I like the flats.
I had Lambert's. Yes, my mom. Shout out to mom. Got some Lambert's. We got the buffalo chicken calzones and the meatball calzone, which was outstanding. So
I always do the salad, or I do that in the sautéed vegetables. Try to eat a little healthy.
Not me.
But the epic failures. I won't get into the original one because I was too young and it was epic failure. But as far as sports, when I was in high school, we were doing goal line running back drills. Defense, they had the handheld blocking pads. So this was 1982-ish, and I thought I was going to pull a Herschel Walker and leap over everybody.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
I got the ever-loving wind knocked out of me, and my head coach stood over me after, arms folded, laughed, and he goes, "You ever going to do that again?" And I said, "Nope."
See?
So, anyways, love the show, gentlemen, and thank you as always.
Enjoy those Lambert's food, man. I had Lambert's yesterday.
Which one? Which one did you
My
go
mom
to?
went to the one in Westwood.
Okay.
I came over to see her. Went back to Hyde Park yesterday.
Yeah.
Went through the city, Leroy,
Yeah.
which looks very new. West Roxbury, I got to tell you, man, they did some quality work over there. Those bike lanes, though, out.
Everybody in the
hope
city.
this isn't a political.
No, everybody in the city is over the bike lane.
No, I just don't want to make it political.
Except bikers. Yeah.
No, you know what? Speaking of that,
Oh, God.
I'm getting off the Tobin Bridge the other day, banging a right over the Charlestown Bridge.
Yeah.
They built this beautiful bike lane on the Charlestown Bridge. Who rides their bike in the bike lane on the Charlestown Bridge? No, they ride it in traffic. Why? The beautiful bike lane.
I know. Another thing that's
Jeff,
upsetting.
you know what I'm talking about there?
Yeah, it's horrible trying to work in the city with all these bike lanes. I saw a guy in a box truck the other day just run right over all those posts. He didn't care.
Another thing that's happened, and I know it's sidetracked, but speed bumps are showing up everywhere, including on side streets. It makes no sense. And I'm thinking, what if there's an emergency? I'm talking about the ambulance or something. There's speed bumps everywhere in the city. Cut it out. Let me stop.
No,
it's Devers.
I feel you.
It's the city. I'm just all. I'm never this negative.
You know what it is? I'm a seasonal effect guy. It's been rainy 2 days. I couldn't get out of bed today. And
then to look at a map and see that pretty much everyone on the East Coast was enjoying 70s and 80s until it got to Massachusetts for the most part.
How the hell was it 85 degrees in New York yesterday?
I know.
But 59 in Boston. No, hey, come on.
Disgusting.
No.
Disgusting.
I need a real. Where's our weather guy? Where's the weather guy from the globe there? Where is he?
Yeah, where's
guy
he
who calls in all the time? Where is that guy? You, weatherman. Tell me why it was 85. Tell me why.
Yeah.
Tell me why it was 85 degrees in New York yesterday, but it was crappy, smelly here.
Yep. And even further up, it was snowing. Unbelievable.
It did snow here yesterday.
Yeah, crazy.
I went to the Northeast Card Show. Shout out to Sarge, who's there today. I went to the one in Quincy. You know Quincy.
Oh, yeah.
I went there yesterday, and it was snowing on my walk-in. And I'm like, but it was 85 in New York. What's up with that?
I don't know.
Anyways. Hey, Justin's in Lynn. What's up, Justin?
Hey, Joe. I have a thought on Devers. You know, if he's hurt, I think, you know, give him a week and bench him for a week and see if he can get right. Because right now, as you said, he's gone 2 for 27 and he has 10 strikeouts and he's not helping the team right now. And by the way, I called game time last night. The event is at 6 o'clock on Saturday. I will be there.
All right, buddy. Appreciate you. I saw Justin the other night. Sylvan Street Grill did an appearance there the other night.
Sylvan Street Grill.
Oh, we ate like kings. Did you? I don't know if you heard any of the broadcasts. We had everything, guys.
What's their thing?
Eat, drink, and chill.
Ooh, I love that.
You're always
drink, and chill.
You're always welcome, Leroy.
Sylvan Street Grill.
You should come out some night.
Invite me.
Okay.
All right. I'm there.
I know you work early mornings. I work till midnight. How's that sound now?
I know. No, I'll do what I got to do.
You would take the trip to Peabody, Mass.
Yes.
Work till midnight, drive home, and then come here at 4:30 in the morning.
I've done.
I know, but I don't want to put you through that.
It's about the experience. Yeah, I'll be tired, but at least I can say I lived it. That's how I feel. You better create some moments when you can.
We've talked about doing remotes before.
I know.
A Sunday remote would be legit. I'm down.
Let's make it happen.
Jeff, you be by yourself here, though.
Yes, so as usual.
So, you know, because I felt bad for Skaz the other night as they're delivering, you know, buffalo egg rolls and steak and cheese egg rolls. And
I produced one of those Sylvan Street Grill spots one time. And you were telling me, you're like, Jeff,
bring
so
me
much
everything.
Food.
They're like, hey, Joe, try this, try that. I'm like, all right, well, let's try it. Do you think Devers been trying a lot? I got a few nicknames that, I hope nobody thinks I'm fat shaming. Taffy Devers.
Don't do this.
These aren't mine. Raphael Devers.
Oh, my God. Y'all are terrible. Terrible. And I shouldn't be laughing, but I am. I'm laughing. I really want him to, listen, it's only 3 games, but I really want him to get it together. These 3 games, he should not have started the season off like this. Again, you're in your feelings. I understand. You want to do one thing, and they're saying, no, you're just going to be the DH. But come on, bro. Compete. Shoulders issues, okay, all right, but you shouldn't be setting this type of record for the first 3 games to start a season. That's something else.
I'm not a doctor here, but if he had shoulder surgery, how long would he be out?
I have no idea.
Would you just expect them to be out for the season? You know, this brings right now. I think Yoshida would be a better option.
Ooh.
Who's on the DL or IL, whatever the hell they call it nowadays. Not saying Yoshida's the player that Devers is, but one's hurting the team.
Yeah,
no doubt about that. Dennis is in Rhode Island. What's up, Dennis?
What's going on, guys? Real quick, just to stay on path with the Devers talk here. I'm hoping he pulls out of this. Rafi's a real easy guy to root for prior to this season starting. It kind of sucks as a fan to see him go down this spiral. I think about the kids back home in the Dominican Republic that he sets the example for, especially given the contract that he got. So I'm hoping he figures out a way to put his pride to the side and manage this injury as well too. But I'm doing something for the first time. So I used to live in an apartment with no backyard, so I never had the luxury to buy myself my own grill.
Okay.
I then moved in with my girlfriend, and I said, we have a backyard. I said, screw it, I'm getting a grill. Now, I'm a big charcoal guy. Okay, I like charcoal grills compared to propane. So I said, let's go ahead and get a charcoal grill. Getting the fire started was no problem for me. However, what I was completely unaware of was the cool down maintenance part of the charcoals. Okay. So I go, now we have a dumpster here in the backyard. So you guys are getting what I'm getting at. So after I'm done cleaning up, I take all the charcoals and I dump them in the dumpster. And then, like 10, 15 minutes later, I go and I got myself a little, something to relax for the end of the day. I tend to light that up too. I look out the window and I see the fire station in my backyard. And I went, oh, I hate to be the guy who did that. And then 2 and 2 hit me about 10 minutes later. I said, And my girl told me, right, I swear to God, after that moment, she said, get rid of the damn grill.
Oh,
I said, okay.
My goodness. Yeah, see? Again.
That's why you got to go get yourself an air fryer, bro.
Oh, stop.
Oh, we have one.
Okay.
You know what's weird, Joe? Joe, real quick. My girl, all for air fryers, does not believe in microwaves.
Well, I still believe in the microwave. The air fryer is where it's at, bro. I put those calzones I got from Lambert's in the air fryer yesterday, and it was spectacular.
You can't put charcoals in the air fryer. Nothing like a piece of chicken off of charcoal.
Listen, you know what's funny? And I know this is a weird debate, but do you prefer propane or charcoal?
Charcoal. 10 times out of 10. 10 times out of 10. Wow. Give me charcoal. Yeah. Without a doubt.
And you smoked and everything went well, though? Everything worked out?
Yeah, they yeah. I don't want to keep my dry snitching on myself more than I already am.
All right, Dennis. Appreciate you, bro.
Another example, man.
I will tell you this. Most times you realize you screwed up is when you're about to smoke. You ever notice that, Jeff? You want to just sit down and relax for the day and light it up. And then you're like, damn, I forgot to do the laundry.
Oh, that doesn't stop me.
Yeah.
Stupid.
It's more like I have to do this so I can do the laundry.
That's true. I agree with you on that one. Oh, well. What's that toy next to you? I saw Kendra did this thing about weird things in the studio.
One of these, is it Fisher Price? Yeah, it is Fisher Price. I'm surprised I knew that.
Can I give you a shout out?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is that a goat?
That was a goat.
It's Tom Brady.
Leroy, I gotta, when is Father's Day?
I don't know because nobody cares. So
that's what I wanted to
really
say.
don't know.
Leroy, when we do our show together, you're always checking in on the kids, bro.
Absolutely.
No, you're a good dude. You'll be a better man than I ever
Those
will
are the greatest things, and I hate to use the word things, but it's the greatest thing that ever happened to my life.
It's the greatest love of all.
Yeah.
Whitney Houston, I believe the children are our future.
They are. I love them so much. I'm having a hard time letting go that they're not little kids anymore, but...
Yeah, you're an empty nester now, huh?
Just about. I got a 16-year-old. He's about to be a senior next year. It's getting really, yeah, man. It hurts my heart.
Was one of your first timers when you're teaching your kid with the gloves? And what was that story again?
Which one?
You trying to teach the kid how to catch or something? What was it? You were coaching him or something. You told the story one day on the air about how, it's hard for you to watch your kid play sports.
Yeah.
And did you buy gloves for him or something to
Oh, yes. We went to a store. We went to Dixon Dedham, and he needed his wide receiver gloves.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he wanted me to pay for them. But I'm like, wait a minute, you've been working all summer. Get your own stuff. And then I asked, I think the question was, at what age should you start making your kids, be responsible for something, maybe contributing to the household or whatever. That was actually really, really good. I'm surprised you remember that. That's what's up.
Well, someone wants to let me know Father's Day is June 15th.
Nobody cares.
So just in case, Jordan.
They don't care.
Or what was your other daughter?
My daughter, Princess. Leroy the Third. Xavier. And Jordan. Who, by the way, I'm going to say this on air. I don't care.
Yeah, Jordan.
My 3 oldest, they run the TD Garden. That's all I'm going to say.
That's right.
That's all I'm going to say.
I know. One of them ran into, was it Joel Embiid?
Joel Embiid ran into him.
Yeah, what happened to Joel Embiid after that?
Yep.
He's out.
And did you see, if you go look up the video, my son did not extend a hand to help him up. True Celtic fan right there. True Bostonian. I raised him right.
Riz says they ain't leaving until 26:30. The kids.
26:30.
Like, that's the age that they leave. 26 to 30.
Oh,
Dan's in the car. Hey, Dan.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Good.
So it's 1983. I'm on the JV basketball team getting ready to get in my first game. I'm not a starter. There's 3 minutes to go. The score's getting out of hand. We're on the losing side. The coach puts me in the game. I fouled out of that game. I committed 5 fouls in 3 minutes.
Did you get a nickname?
I didn't have a nickname, but it was just I was so amped up, and it's legendary. I'll just tell you that. But it was just like,
bro. Oh my God. Wait. All right. So then, let me just guess. So eventually, you were able to get back in another game, right?
I hung up on him.
Oh, you hung up.
I didn't
See, the point is to prove that, you shouldn't be hard on people when they, first try something. Hey, he fouled out. And he said with 3 minutes left. But I'm pretty sure, it probably never happened again.
They give you 5 fouls, baby. You got to use them. Woo! Just like John Calipari. He took a timeout home with him. He got sent home. All he had to do was call timeout, advance the ball. You got 3. They took a shot.
Oh, I didn't mean to laugh that hard at that. That's hilarious.
Mike's in New Hampshire. Mike.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, I was going to tell a story, but I don't know how to follow that one. The Devers thing, I think he's tanking. I think he's doing it on purpose. I think it's sad because you watch him swing, you watch him up there at the plate. I mean, these guys are all egomaniacs. I think that the front office, without question, completely mishandled this. And to go from, we'll try it out in spring training to all of a sudden, like, dude, you're the DH for the entire season. I think he's tanking. I think he wants out. But I don't understand with how there's 3 games in the season. This team, I don't understand why guys like Meyer and Roman Anthony are in the minors. Like with Christian Campbell doing what he's doing so far, what is the purpose of keeping them down there? It makes 0 sense. They have no offense.
The only thing I got, Mike, for you is they don't want to start the clock on the guys to hold their team control. Oh, okay. Now Campbell's going to get an extension. Tommy, what you got? You got a rap for us today, bro?
Oh, boy.
You know I do got a rap, but we're going to talk about Devers.
Yeah.
What?
What's your take? What you got?
All right, my take is about Devers. You guys are playing on with him. There might be something going on with him that we don't know. Maybe his shoulders is bothering him, but he had the whole winter this year to rehab it. So whatever he did to rehab it was bad. That's what I got to say about Devers, but let's do a freestyle about him. You ready?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
All right. Hey, yo, it's Tommy from Lynn. I want to say something about Devers. You know what? Devers needs to step it up a little bit. He needs to step it up a little bit. Me and Joe Murray were at Sylvan Street a couple nights ago eating potato skins and whatever else we were eating. Hey! I had a fun night show that night with you guys. We had fun, right, Joe?
Tommy, you're the man, bro.
Tommy is the
man. I love you guys. I love you, Leroy. I miss you.
Man. Miss you too, man.
All right.
Oh, my God. Greatness. Oh, man. I got real tears in my eyes, man.
The best was the make him say, oh, my mama Mark. That was still the best ever.
From 2 callers ago, he was talking about Devers, and he thinks that he is just tanking it or whatever. And I wrote it down because it came to mind. When did having your way outweigh competing? When did that happen in sports? I know having your way has been a part of the equation when it comes to sports and just, the back
Jimmy
and forth.
Butler worked for him this year getting out of there.
That right, yeah.
I mean, it's just recency, right?
Man.
Like they kept finding him. He missed a plane, right? Pat Riley was like, I've had enough of this guy.
I'm not built.
But he won. Jimmy Butler won that deal.
Right, and that's a problem to me. That's a problem.
And owners now in the NBA, that's why the Luka Doncic deal happened. They don't want to cater to guys anymore.
But what do you do when it becomes the norm in sports and with athletes?
Just this is just a Joe suggestion. I know nothing. But like if Devers right now, if he's damaged good, I'm going to call him damaged goods. Which he's got to do shoulder surgery, and then you're without your best hitter.
Right.
And then you probably bring up the young kids like the caller just mentioned.
Right.
Like if that's the case, I would consider maybe if you're not going to have Devers, you're probably going to play Yoshida for a bit. But At some point, you got to pull the trigger on one of these young guys and develop them, right?
Yeah.
The other thing is this. What if you just look at a team that has a player that might be an albatross? So I'm just going to say a name. Devers for Mike Trout. It would probably never happen, but they get out of the deal. Mm-hmm. He has the surgery. They have the young player that's under contract for years at a shorter number than Trout. Red Sox got a guy that can be a DH who can hit at Fenway. I'm just throwing. I'm just spitballing names.
And contribute right away. And I think it hurts a little bit more, or there should be some urgency because, again, I'm not an expert on all things baseball, but I do know that the Red Sox are projected to be in the mix. So you need all hands on deck. And if Devers isn't that guy, you're going to have to make a move quick. I think they give him about another 3 weeks or so to see, what happens, and then they make a move from there. I'm not talking about trading or anything like that. Maybe send him to rehab or something like that.
You know what's so funny is someone wrote this in the chat, and it's got me thinking, but it always reminds me of when a story starts, like back in the 80s, like an 80s movie.
It was 1983. That was perfect.
That was exactly it.
Oh, yeah.
The year was 1983.
Excellent.
I was on the JV basketball team. They let me play with 3 minutes to go.
They were getting blown out. Remember that.
They were getting blown out. I fouled out.
I can see it in my head. That's why it's so funny. Oh, my God. And can I just remind people why those calls are coming in?
Yes.
So if you're joining late, we are talking about, biggest failures that have happened when you try something for the first time. And this is all based off of Christian Campbell and his whole situation with Maz going at him for the first game. And, and then Major League Baseball last night putting out on social media a little quote, and they were going back at Maz or whatever you want to call it. And people have been calling in with great calls. That was funny.
People love the Tommy freestyle.
Oh, it's amazing how it doesn't rhyme, but it rhymes, if you get what I'm saying.
Hey, it's Tom May, and this is what I gotta say. It's Tom May.
I love Tommy.
Jeff used to have the music ready.
I'm so mad because it's been a while since we've had Tommy on, and I didn't have it ready, and I usually always have it ready, and I didn't, and I'm upset.
It's okay. It's we're in transition. We're always in transition. All right. Well, I haven't hit a break on time all day today, so let's do that next here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
You're listening to Joe. You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5.
Did you see the video of Booker T coming down to the ring and the crowd was chanting?
Dude, I was going to ask if you had seen that. That's so funny.
What were they chanting?
Hogan, we coming for you.
Hulk Hogan, we coming for you.
Oh, is that like the crowd? Like
yes,
like right now they're in overseas, right?
No, they've been doing that because he does commentary for NXT, so it's the Full Sail crowd.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah. But if you know, you know. I'm not going to go into detail. But it's hilarious.
Okay, let's just hypothetically say the three of us wanted to. Well, we would need someone else, maybe Barth when he's here, but. If we were going to reenact that scene, right?
Yeah.
Barth would be Mean Gene.
Yes.
You would have to be Booker T.
I'm Booker T.
I'm Stevie Ray. Jeff, you're sensational.
Sensational Sherry. Who, by the way, maybe this is just me as a kid. I was a little visual. I had a thing for her too, man. Sensational Sherry.
Sensational Sherry's beautiful.
Okay.
There was always a Miss Elizabeth, though. She was the darling.
Yeah, but Sherry was so tough. Like, Sherry took beatings. Like, she got her ass beat.
Yeah, she got
Was she the valet? Okay, she was Macho Man's valet when he was heel, right?
Yeah.
She obviously was with them. I'm trying to... Oh, Rick Martel, too, right? Because her name was Sherry Martel. I don't think they were... I don't know. Maybe I have to look into this now. But she could wrestle.
Mm-hmm.
Is she in the Hall of Fame yet?
Yeah, she was inducted in the Hall of Fame, and then she passed away, I want to say, like 8 months later.
Jeez. So, yeah, because the women of wrestling, besides, like, Sable and all them, were like Luna Vachon. Mm-hmm. She could scrap.
Another underrated women's wrestler.
Her and Bam Bam Bigelow. What a team. Great tattoos. Anyways. Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
Can you dig it?
I can dig it.
Wait, where's your excitement?
Well, because there's a lot of unknowns. The obvious ones.
Come on.
No, there are some unknowns, and the obvious one, the big one, is can he perform?
No, I'm not buying it.
Like he used to due to the injury, coming back from the injury.
I'm not buying it.
Really?
No.
So you're not excited at all?
I'm absolutely excited.
Okay.
So listen, I'm very hard on the New England Patriots.
Yeah.
I think this is their best signing. Stephon Diggs?
Oh, yeah.
Dude can play.
Yeah, the name
I've
and
watched
on
this
paper,
guy
yeah.
burn Christian Gonzalez last year.
Absolutely.
He is off an ACL. He is 31 years old. But you know what? That guy's got a chip on his shoulder, man.
Right.
And to me, they wanted to spend. See, I don't think the money's. I don't care about the money at all, and I don't even think it's a lot. So the contract breakdowns, he's going to get $16 million. If he actually plays every game and hits all incentives, the most he'll is $22 million. They were going to spend more on everybody else, whether it was Ayuk, whether it was Calvin Ridley. It would have been just a little bit more for Cooper Kupp. The money means nothing.
Nothing.
The worst case scenario here is he doesn't play, he's not ready, and you wasted $16 million.
Right.
But you know what? You got to take a chance every once in a while.
You do. And you know, the other thing that about the Patriots that's really putting a smile on my face, whether you agree with how they handled things last year or not, the truth of the matter is this season so far, this offseason, it's like, man, they're committed. You can tell they're more committed than they were last season. And it's the more we get away from last season, it's like, they're spending. They're really trying to go after athletes. They've got a plan. They got a new coach, and they're all in. They're invested for the most part in comparison to last season. So I feel good about it. Diggs, again, great name, great career. And if all is well, I'm talking about his health, then he's going to be a phenomenal add to the team. I'm just a little bit reserved because I want to see how his body reacts. Will he recover and become the wide receiver that we've known him to be for a majority of his career?
I'm going to tell you I have zero concerns. We'll find out. I could be wrong, right? We all swing and miss on takes. We'll hit a quick break. I see everyone lined up on the phones. I want to get back on track again.
Wow.
It's a Joe problem today. Everything's been me. But real quick before we go to break. You ever see The Godfather?
Come on, man. Don't play with me. Of course. That's my favorite movie of all time.
I think we got ourselves a new Godfather in town.
Ooh.
I'll tell you who that is coming up on the other side. 98.5 The Sports.
More Joe Murray coming up on the Sports Hub.
Just like the perfect suit, testosterone replacement therapy is not one size fits all. Learn how Wellesley Testosterone is translating cutting-edge research into personalized treatment. If precision is your priority, we're the team you trust. Visit WellesleyTestosterone.com.
Roofing? Mario's. Siding? Mario's. Windows? Mario's. Skylights? Just call Mario's.
Hi, this is Stephen Goulston, owner of Mario's Quality Roofing, Siding, Windows, and Skylights. Homeowners choose Mario's Roofing because we're fair, honest, and provide quality services. Call Mario's Roofing today for a free estimate, 781-344-2420. Visit us at mariosroofing.com. Mario's Roofing, we won't soak you to keep you warm and dry.
Come see why Wedgwood Pines Country Club in Stowe is the perfect place for your wedding celebration. Known for its natural beauty, including rolling hills and tranquil surroundings, Wedgwood Pines makes the ideal location for wedding photos. Wedgwood Pines Ballroom can accommodate 250 guests and offers a private lounge and patio space. Enjoy a custom menu designed by their executive chef, sure to please the most discerning guests. Wedding dates are still available for 2025 and 2026. Visit wedgwoodpines.com today. That's wedgwoodpines.com.
Get ready for incredible savings at Acura of Boston during the Spring into Performance event. Lease a brand new 2025 Acura MDX SH with all-wheel drive for just $419 a month for 48 months with $59.99 down. Go to AcuraofBoston.com to search one of the largest selections of Acuras in New England. Then come in and save big at Acura of Boston during the Spring into Performance event.
Reed's Ferry Shed Spring Sale. 10% off every Reed's Ferry Shed ends next Sunday. Lock in 10% off and your spring delivery date. But again, 10% off ends next Sunday, the 6th. So visit Reed's Ferry, see acres of sheds open today till 5. Or shop online at reedsferry.com. Then make the call. The spring 10% off sale at Reed's Ferry Sheds. You'll get a good one.
Kelly's Roast Beef is celebrating every three-pointer with a slam dunk for kids fighting cancer. For every 3 Boston hits, Kelly's donates $33 to one mission, helping kids and families battle childhood cancer. And like the original 3-way, roast beef with American cheese, mayo, and James River barbecue sauce, this is a perfect combo of great taste and giving back. Plus, Kelly's is serving up their legendary roast beef at their newest locations in Dedham and Worcester. Stop by or visit kellysroastbeef.com to find a location near you. Kelly's Roast Beef, where every 3 counts, on and off the court.
Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka fans, in celebration of National Cheesesteak Day and National Cocktail Day this month, have a surf and turf, a cheesesteak and a Surfside. Go to drinksurfside.com/Surfside Surf and Turf to see participating surf and turf locations or to add your bar or restaurant to the list. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Mass General Brigham Health Plan is integrated with one of the nation's leading health systems, offering health insurance with comprehensive benefits and a broad network of doctors and hospitals. With Mass General Brigham Health Plan, you'll find unique options for families, businesses, and retirees. You deserve coverage as advanced as your care. Call your broker or visit massgeneralbrighamhealthplan.org.
When your house is peeled, call Rhino Shield.
I'm Matt. I'm Pat. We own Rhino Shield of New England. If your last paint job cracked, chipped, and peeled this spring, call Rhino Shield. Now is the time to get your house looking great for spring. Beat the rush before the season gets booked solid. Take advantage of our spring financing special. Schedule now and make no payments for a year. Go Rhino Shield now and pay later. Rhino Shield is America's leading permanent paint brand. It looks like paint, but lasts like vinyl. So durable, we back every job with a lifetime warranty. Schedule now with no interest and no payments for a year. Don't wait till June because 1 year free financing ends soon. Call today. Call 888-90-RHINO. Hurry, free financing ends April 1st. Call 888-90-RHINO now.
When your house is peeled, call Rhino Shield. 888-90-RHINO.
This spring, don't paint, don't vinyl, go Rhino.
Cross Insurance, known for building winning partnerships with teams of all sizes. They're the official insurance broker of the Red Sox, Bruins, and the Patriots. Visit crossagency.com today. Cross Insurance, your team, your choice.
This is a public service announcement from 98.5, the Sports Hub.
Parents have a helping hand in keeping their kids healthy with free or low-cost health insurance from Medicaid and CHIP programs in Massachusetts. Call 1-877-KIDS-NOW or go to insurekidsnow.gov.
Solak and Bertrand get you through the midday. Joe Murray gets you right through the night.
I actually spoke with women today.
On the Sports Hub.
All right, back here, 98.5 The Sports Hub. I got a take for you in a minute here, but let's knock out some calls. Leroy's here. I'm Joe Murray. Let's start with Zach in North Carolina. Zach.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Good.
Hey.
So, if Rafi keeps doing all this stuff and, like, slacking and everything, is it possible for him to be, like, make a deal to, like, trade him to, like, the Pittsburgh Pirates or something? And one more thing. Is it possible you guys are bringing back the Dong Report?
Nope. Dong Report is owned by somebody else. It's been gone for. I've been at night for 2 years. The thing's been gone for 2 years. It's not my brand. The predecessor
belongs to somebody else.
Yeah, predecessor has that one. You know, if I wouldn't be doing no second date updates or anything like that anywhere. You know.
Oh yeah, we'd be in trouble.
I don't think they can trade Devers, to be honest with you. I only brought up the Trout for Devers trade as like they get out of Mike Trout's long-term deal because he's, but they'll get the younger player at the money, and the Red Sox get a guy who can DH and hit home runs at Fenway. That's just me speculating. I got nothing. But I don't think they can trade Devers. I think he's worth nothing. Plus, you're going to get like 50 cents on the dollar. Plus, you're going to have to eat the money. The money, it always comes down to the money. The money always comes back to that. Brian's in Salem.
Love the show, gentlemen. Can you dig it? I remember that line from the Warriors. Is that what your reference was? I just tuned in.
Yeah, that and Booker T from wrestling. Yes.
Okay, good. So real quick, I was always a pond skater when I was a youngin', and I played pond hockey, and I never played until my freshman year in high school with a uniform on, the full gear. And I was like Raggedy Andy out there. These kids saw me coming. I was clumsy. I was awkward. I probably got as many concussions as that guy had fouls in 4 1-minute shifts throughout the game. They saw me coming and lined me up because they knew I had no game. It was pretty pathetic.
Now, let me ask you, you stuck with it, though? You came back for another game? And you got better.
I stuck with it. I played 4 years in high school, but this is how bad I was. I didn't get any better. I played JV for 4 years when our varsity team went 0-18 one year. So, yeah, I know. I don't tell this story to too many people, but I love your show.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you for being transparent. I know it opened up a wound, but he was willing to share that with us. Thank you.
So you were on a JV team when the varsity team was 0-18?
Yeah, as a senior.
Sorry.
Don't laugh, Joe. You're going to make me laugh, and I don't want that. Wow. But his love for the game, I respect that. I wish Devers had that right now. Maybe he does, but I just, haven't seen it.
Andrew's in New York. Andrew.
Hey, Joe. Hey, guys.
Hey.
So I do think that the Stephon Diggs signing is the best move that they've made, certainly over signing a defensive tackle. But I think with Diggs, the concern is that, yes, coming off of an injury, but he is a spiteful guy, so he could be motivated for a year and a half, play well against the Buffalo Bills. But again, I don't know what good this gives you long-term over trying to make a move to try and get someone like DK Metcalf, where Diggs might be productive for a year and a half, and then what? Then what happens after?
Well, let's talk this out for a second. The deal for Devers, the deal for Diggs is it's just year to year. So all it cost them is this year $16 million, and if he actually plays, it's $22 million. It's just money. Long term, though, this move makes the Patriots desirable, right? Mm-hmm. Like if Diggs is willing to sign with the Patriots, well, what about Tyron Smith if they need a left tackle? Well, Diggs is there. Why don't I go? It actually shows the rest of the league that they'll spend some money for you, too, to give you a chance.
But he might not even play until halfway through the season too. And
reporting says he'll be ready to go week 1.
Well, okay. Are you concerned at all that he didn't get along with probably one of the most easiest guys to get along with, Josh Allen?
None of that bothers me. Me, at least.
I don't know. I think I'd be concerned that, I don't think he could add a lot of value
Andrew,
for you.
Andrew, let me do an exercise with you real quick.
Okay.
You're a Patriot fan?
Formerly.
Formerly, okay.
I think you could guess why I'm no longer a Patriot fan. It dated back maybe 5 years ago in 2 weeks.
Got it. So did you know that if Stephon Diggs played 8 games last year, right? Do you know where he would rank in his 8 games to the wide receivers to the Patriots in their 17 games?
Oh, he'd probably blow them out of the water.
He, in his 8 games, would finish second in receptions, third in yards, first in touchdowns. In 8 games, compared to this room. So I just think that talent is what everybody's missing here.
I agree, Joe. I think 2 things can be true. I think that he's by far and away the best receiver, but it also, it doesn't do much for me if he plays 8 games 1 year and then he's done.
Sounds like a guy who's pretty motivated, I'll tell you that much.
I also got to remind Patriots fans that the Patriots are in no position to be picky either.
Boom.
Like you said, you mentioned talent. They need all the talent in the world all over the place on that team. They can't be picky. Well, how's he going to be in the locker room or, whatever. And, hey, is he talented? Yes, we got to get him on the team, and we'll figure it out later if it ever comes to that. It may or may not, but you can't be picky as a fan, or if you're a part of the Patriots organization, you're in no position to be picky at all.
Who's this fine hour been brought to us by?
This fine. Fawn.
We got 2
Beautiful
more hours
hour has been brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit NewEnglandOilChange.com for 15% off your drive-through oil change at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, the official oil change of busy people like you and me.
That's right. I teased it. We will leave the gun. We will take the cannoli into break. There's a new godfather in town. Tell you who it is next here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray. On the way.
Noontime on a Sunday. How you doing? The natural born killer. Journey with me into the mind of a maniac, doomed to be a killer since I...
This would be a great walkout song for a closer.
Ooh.
In baseball.
Ooh,
Think
I like
about that. I mean, from the beginning, and you're like, oh, here we go.
Imagine Papelbon coming out to this back in the day.
A natural born killer? Oh, my God.
What's something that you did for the first time? That was horrible.
Yeah, that was
we got
horrible.
that on the table.
Yep.
I've been teasing something for the last couple of segments here. I used this on the night show, so I apologize, but I'm not sorry for using it again. I think we got ourselves a nice little new godfather in town.
This man has the backing of the organization.
Yes.
Something that, let's be honest, whether you like it or not, Mayo didn't have that. He didn't have the full support.
There you go.
He didn't have
That's
the
why he's
backing.
afraid of.
Right.
That he never could handle. They wanted him to be. He should have been next in line because he was, but it didn't work out.
Yeah, didn't work out. Wasn't ready. He was, fumbling the gun
Mike
around.
Vrabel was out, getting married in Italy.
Yeah. Like, for real, think about it.
I know.
The comparison is, like, perfect.
Thank you. Thank you.
Like, he went away to...
He went to Cleveland.
Yeah, like, he literally disappears. And then he returns, and he has the backing of the Patriots organization. Now, you may frown upon that. You may think it wasn't fair. I'm one of those people who I believe it wasn't fair. And I wish that Mayo had more support. Does that mean that he would have done a better job? Probably not. I don't know. But today, Vrabel is that guy, and one of the main reasons why is because he has the backing of the organization. It's almost like they've opened the checkbook, and you can argue whether or not they've done enough to get certain players here, but the effort is it's so much more clearer. The effort is there in comparison to last season. He has the backing. He is the godfather.
Yeah, I'm trying to find out who Elliot Wolf would be. Maybe it's Roth.
Who in the Godfather character you like? I don't understand how they're still around.
Tom Hagen.
No,
Tom, the consigliere.
Yeah, but I love Tom.
No, me too. But he was out.
Tom was.
You're out, Tom.
No, Tom was loyal.
He was very loyal.
He was good at his job. I don't know if the good at the job.
This committee owes an apology.
He's not a wartime consigliere.
That's it. There you go. There you go. See? And he was adopted, right? He was adopted.
Yeah.
So he wasn't a wartime. Exactly.
So that's Elliot Wolf.
That's why they got Cowden in here. Because you know who's closing the deals? It's not. I know they'll tell you it's Elliot. But it's this Ryan Cowden guy. That's what happened. Diggs was here. They met him. All right. He left. And then Cowden's like, all right. And Vrabel's like, hey, go talk to him. Elliot Wolf can't close deals. The new regime's now Cowden. So even though Elliott's the guy and the final guy, it's Cowden put the deal together. Now this is why the Diggs deal works. The Diggs deal is now appealing to the rest of the league. It makes the Patriots appealing again. It shows that, you know what it shows? It shows like, a little bit of self-awareness. Hey, we haven't been spending. We need to make some moves. And I know that you're looking up characters now.
Because I figured out who Elliot Wolf is.
Who's that?
He's Johnny Fontaine, man.
Oh, my God.
He's Johnny Fontaine.
He's getting paid off.
But they get slapped behind the scenes and get yourself together.
You can be a man.
He's Johnny Fontaine.
The Johnny Fontaine character didn't go over well with what's his face there.
I've got but one heart. He's Johnny Fontaine.
Who was it that
he's got to check in with the Godfather? He's got to come back.
Frank Sinatra was upset about it, right?
Yeah, he was a playoff.
Frank, yeah. Frank did not like that.
Johnny Fontaine. That's a great name. Oh my God.
Who would be Pentangeli? Michael Corleone said this, and then Michael Corleone. I knew his father from the olive business.
I don't know. It's got to be someone who was a traitor, but then ended up not.
Macro. They got Pentangeli.
But all that
movie, by the way, is 53.
Tell Mikey it was only business.
It was only. Oh no, that's no, because remember his dad said to him, like,
yeah, someone's going to turn on you.
Whoever turns on you is going to set up a meeting.
That's right.
And it was. Now I got to look up the characters.
Oh man,
he's tell your dad it was only business.
I know who it is.
What's up with this feedback? Now I feel like I need to watch this thing all over again. Luca Brasi, man, that guy. Remember him?
Yeah, that was my guy.
It was Tessio. Tessio was the one who turned. Why couldn't I remember that?
All that being said, though, Joe, with much power comes
with great power comes great responsibility.
They can't go 4, 5, 6. I've seen, Vegas is saying, 7, 8 games. I think if they can get around 7 to 8 games, it will be a successful season for The Godfather.
Yeah. Elliot Wolf's Fredo, too. He should have been whacked, too, but he's still around for now. Wait until the draft.
Oh, that's a good one.
And then he'll be sleeping with the fishes.
Yeah, he's Fredo.
I'm smart, too.
I was passed over.
You see, he was so weak. So weak.
And Mo was just kidding around.
Yeah. But yet, he's talking about hanging out with all the guys. And Michael was like,
oh, man, that was terrible.
What is all that about? I'll talk to him.
Side note, can I just say this? I'm sorry, I know, but side note, the scene that stresses me out more and more every time I watch it is the hospital scene. When Michael shows up to the hospital and there are no guards.
Yeah.
That has got to be
because they got paid off.
That's some of the best.
And he moved him into a room, and the nurse goes, "What are you doing?" And the nurse and then he found his little buddy, and he goes, "Hey, just hold your hand in your pocket."
I still feel
and then they drove by. The cops were in on that one too.
I still feel like someone's in the hospital and right around the sound of the guy walking up the steps with the flowers.
Yeah.
Oh, shh.
Yeah, that guy.
Shh. I'm like, man, this is greatness.
And that's when Michael realized can't trust anybody.
No.
He never wanted him in the family business. And then you know what they said? You're going to tell me what's good for me? I remember when they had like the flashback. It was like his dad's birthday or whatever.
Frito's the only one that supported him.
Sleeping with the fishes. Wow, this went a lot further than I thought. The Godfather, again, came out 53 years ago this week.
Unbelievable. And has stood the test of time.
I think 2 is great.
Mm-hmm. And I think 3 isn't as bad as everyone says. It's not on the level of 1 and 2, but it's not as bad.
I like 3, but you know what I don't like is the incest. I hate to say it, but it's like weird.
That's true.
The whole the fact that like the cousin and like there's just some things I don't understand.
Yeah, that was weird.
That's why it's hard for me to like enjoy the movie, because it's like, wait a second, the cousin, this is weird.
Ugh. Yeah.
Not to get all. That's what we do, Leroy. We talk about subjects that aren't always comfortable, like you said today. What's something that you did for the first time?
Yep.
Watching The Godfather 3, I never understood all that, and now I still don't. It makes me very uncomfortable.
But Pacino's cry at the end. Mwah.
You know what I didn't like was when his sister started when he was in the hospital.
Mm-hmm.
What's her name from Rocky there?
Yep.
When did she start getting like power? You know? Like who would have been next? Her? For real? Who would have been next?
Yeah, she would have been next.
She had a couple of she had Carlo go down. With a couple other people, the kids. Just trying to think of all that. Anyways, I don't know where she came up with the power, but honestly, wasn't a good move on her part. Part 3, woof. Dalton's in Dedham. Hey, Dalton.
Hey, guys, how we doing?
What's up?
So I got a quick Patriots with the Pats with the 4th overall pick. I think they trade up with the Giants after the Russell Wilson signing. I think they're not going to go quarterback. I think they're going to go. They're going to take the kid from Penn State. So, and that lands the Patriots right there with Travis Hunter. And I think they're setting up Drake May for the future, and him and Stephon Diggs. If you guys we have those two guys in the room together. Drake set up for a great year. I just want to get your take on that. Thank you.
There was a guy earlier that said, "Hey, what's the upside if Diggs only lasts 1 year?" It's the fact that if they do get Travis Hunter, I mean, he's a prototype of Stephon Diggs. Like, that's the comp. So, I want Travis Hunter is the guy I want.
I do too.
I don't know how it's going to shape up. We're gonna tomorrow. Tuesday's April 1st, right?
Tuesday is, yes.
Yeah. So 24th is the draft. We're gonna be close here.
Yeah. Again, talent. Everybody wants to be picky, wants to say, hey, this is what they should do. They should do this, trade this, do that. Talent. And arguably, there's no one more talented than Travis Hunter. I mean, both sides of the ball. I know people argue whether he should play one side or the other. But he was the guy coming out of high school. He was the guy in college at a HBCU and then goes to Colorado, plays both sides, wins the Heisman. That's talent. And for some reason, Joe, Patriot fans seem to forget that there's more than one round.
The laziest take I've seen is that he has not played against top 25 competition.
Stop.
He played in the Pac-12 the year before, which was the best conference in the literally. Like all those teams, Washington, Oregon. How many of those quarterbacks are in the NFL right now? Bo Nix. I mean, just to go through the list. Right. Michael Penix. Like that. Don't give me. And by the way, it's a lie. They played TCU. I just hate that. That's the one that gets me. You don't watch.
Yep.
You're uneducated. You're ignorant about it. To me, he's been the most consistent best player for the last 3 years.
Yes.
Outside of quarterback.
Yes.
So again, does it always translate to the NFL? No. I could give you a list of guys that were drafted in the top 5 that have never won a thing. And by the way, a drafted top 5 wide receiver since 2000 has never won a championship. The only quarterback to win a championship since 2000 drafted in the top 7 or 8 is Mike Evans. But what do you attribute that to? A guy named Tom Brady, right?
Right.
Plaxico Burress was drafted 8th, won with the Giants. So realistically, drafting a wide receiver in the top 5, you don't win. There's been great ones, though. Hall of Famers, you name them. The other thing is, if you want to talk about left tackles drafted at 4. Lane Johnson, he's pretty good, right? Trent Williams is pretty good, right?
Yes.
Like DeBerkshire Ferguson was pretty good. I'm just saying that if you're going to draft a guy 4, they better be that type of good.
Yes.
So I want Hunter because, not forget about need. They need to be more attractive and have more options for Drake May.
Yep.
They also need a left tackle. So they said it themselves. I'm not saying it. They said they're going to take the best player available. And to me, if it's 4, it's not a tackle. It's not a defensive tackle.
Yeah. If Travis Hunter's there.
If it's Hunter or Carter,
yes,
those are the guys. I think there's 5 great players in this draft. When I say great, meaning
undeniable.
No doubt about it. To me, it's Cam Ward. I think he's the best quarterback in the draft. I think it's Carter. I think it's Hunter. I think it's Warren. And I think it's Genty. I think those 5 guys could play on any team in the league and be successful. Now, that's not saying Will Campbell can't be. I just don't think he's projected to be the left tackle like these others that have gone 4 overall. Lane Johnson, the guy's a stud. All pro. Trent Williams, these are all pros. No one's projecting Will Campbell to be an all pro. Although it might be a team need, but they said they're going to take the best player available. All right, we got to go to break. It's Leroy. It's Joe here on 98.5 The Sports.
You're listening to Joe. You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5. You're listening.
Back here, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Wow, it's brand new, right? Did you hear that they did like a reunion tour?
Yep. They are back together.
So he's not canceled anymore, Jesse Lacey.
No, I haven't really read much about his situation, but apparently, I guess it was all just a bunch of nothing.
Okay. Interesting. This was one of that emo pop punk era, if you ever know anything about that.
Nah.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry.
I like them. 617-779-0985. That's fine. I have a music thing for you. We'll do that next segment.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I have been. I see you guys lined up on the phone lines. Get to you in a minute. I have been very consistent on this one. I'm not giving myself a pat on the back for it. It's just, it's something I've had in the back of my mind that I've brought up a couple of times that I think now is realistic because Adam Schefter reported this. There's been talks about the Patriots potentially not done yet at wide receiver with a veteran. And the guy that I keep going back to is Brandon Ayuk. He's available. He has a bonus that needs to be paid by the 49ers on April 1st. It's an option. For those that don't know, Brandon Ayuk tore his ACL last year after signing a 4-year, $120 million deal. So he's probably not ready to play this year. I would just say maybe he's done for the year. Maybe he could play late in the year. I don't know.
Okay.
But he's just, at this point, the 49ers are going in a different direction. They're trying to free up a ton of salary cap space because they need to sign Brock Purdy. Like, they had the benefit of having a quarterback on a rookie deal. That was a seventh round pick, by the way. They have to pay that guy now. They drafted Ricky Pearsall last year. Juwan Jennings has really turned it on. They have Demarcus Robinson that they just brought in. So they have guys. They're thinking of life after Brandon Ayuk, even though they signed a long-term deal with him. They also have, George Kittle and other guys. So they're still good. They don't want to pick up that money. He's available. Brandon Ayuk's available. And this came down from Adam Schefter just within the last 40 minutes. The 49ers' unofficial trade deadline for Brandon Ayuk is April 1st. $22.85 million is the roster bonus that's due. Once Ayuk's bonus is paid, any trade talks will be discontinued. He'd remain a 49er for the 20. So, if the Patriots want Brandon Ayuk, he has all that money left on the contract, and there'd be little to nothing as far as draft compensation. It's just money. Now he's not going to play for you this year.
22.
You pick him up.
Mm-hmm.
You eat $23 million.
Got you. Yep.
That's it. He sits for the year. But in Drake May's third season, you have him and Stephon Diggs.
That's tough.
And potentially
tough.
Hunter, whatever.
Ooh.
Nobody wants to play here. Nobody's going to sign here on their own.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have to get guys off injuries or you know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to have to find the Stephon Diggs of the world.
Mm-hmm.
I would prefer Diggs over Ayuk all day long. I know he's younger, whatever, but Ayuk is just there for the money. Like, you'd probably swap mid-round picks. Like, you're not giving up assets for Brandon Ayuk. It's money. He's going to sit for a year. This is what I mean by this season is more about becoming desirable than winning.
Yeah. A lot of fans are going to have a hard time accepting that, but the team, the organization, they've already kind of said that. They're still building. And at first, I have to be honest, I'm like, man, that's $23 million just to sit this season.
$75 million in cap space.
Yeah, but I was thinking about this season. But the more that you've explained it, I'm like, you know what? I have to accept it too. They are still building, trying to put this roster together to be a serious contender. And that would be a phenomenal move to make in order for next season to be even better.
Now, all the people who have risks about Diggs, no. There's risks about Ayuk. Long-term deal. You have to spend money next year. Is he even, a lot of young guys, do they come back from this? Like, ACLs are a big deal. That's why I believe in Diggs. Like, I think that he's on a prove-it deal, dude. Like, if he has a good year, he's not going to want to. He'll be $26 million next year.
A chip on his
shoulder.
But
they'll pay it because they have to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, if DK Metcalf said no, Ridley said no. All these guys did not want to play in New England. The only way to get them is to obtain them via trade or give them more money. But if they want if they're thinking about Drake May and becoming desirable, it's just money.
Right there. And you said this when?
I've been saying this because the 49ers are, again, they've rehauled their team. They're going to have to give Brock Purdy a big time deal. Like, they've been on that rookie deal for a long time now, so that's why they moved on from a lot of guys, reworked some contracts.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they've released a bunch of their defensive players. Like, they freed up a ton of money because they got a big deal going with Brock Purdy. Hey, in this league, you need a quarterback, right?
Yeah.
Has he proven him? He's been to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
They got to pay him. I think they're better off moving on from Ayuk. That's the thing. Does anybody in the league want Brandon Ayuk? Right now, it looks like nobody wants him. So that's why I'm just bringing it up. He's there if they want him. So, 617-779-0985. But the risk is you got two guys who coming off ACL injuries.
I know.
There's a lot of risk on that one.
There's risk, and both guys should have a chip on their shoulder just to prove.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You become oh wow, they got Stephon Diggs and Brandon Ayuk and Drake May's third year. Mike Vrabel's in his second year, and wow, they drafted differently. Now they become this destination, right, with money to spend because they didn't spend a lot of it this year. Yeah, they got guys who were good, but like they wanted to burn cash, but they had over $100 million. Now they got like what 75, 60, whatever it is, just to take on the money to have a player. It's just money. It's no first round, second round picks involved. Danny's in Quincy. Hey, Danny.
Well, then that would mean you would have two poison pills on the team, Joe. You'd have Brandon Ayuk and Stephon Diggs. What I don't understand is why would Houston, because that was the last team Diggs was on, right? Why would Houston and C.J. Stroud want to part ways with Diggs?
Well, it's because they got a bunch of other guys in free agency this year.
All right, I'm just saying. I hope it works out.
So Tank Dell's hurt, right? So Nico Collins is their number one. They got Christian Kirk, who's pretty good, right? They got Justin Watson, Braxton Berrios that they signed. They got John Mechie. They have guys. They've had a loaded room. But last year, like, let's not discount what Stephon Diggs did in 8 games. Like, he had 47 catches and almost 600 yards and 3 touchdowns.
There's no doubt the talent's there, Joe, but I just worry about his poisoning the quarterback, where we're not a 10-7 team like Buffalo was when they got him and they made the playoffs and they got bounced, so they brought in Diggs to try to put them over the hump. I'm looking. They had no choice. They picked up a distressed asset, an orphaned receiver, and nobody else wanted to come here. So I disagree with you that the league is looking at the Patriots, or the players are looking at the other players are looking at it as a destination, because I don't think those circumstances.
I'm saying this year they're making the team. They're going to have to try to do everything they can this year to look more desirable.
No, I agree. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope he doesn't poison the quarterback's development. That's all. And as far as I wanted to get to Devers, but, one thing I learned how to do, and the first time I did something was trying to dock a 110-foot commuter boat from Rose Wharf to Hingham as an apprentice captain, right, with passengers on the boat and people waiting on the dock and a boat on the end, and I had to get a 110-foot boat into a 120-foot dock with a 40-knot wind. It took me, I didn't hit anything, but it took me 3 tries, and I wanted to quit the job right off the bat after that. But thankfully, I had 2 trained professionals on the bridge with me, and these guys could dock a boat in anything. So I got good training, good mentor, and now I have a business teaching people how to drive boats. So there you go, Leroy.
There you go. Beautiful.
Danny from Quincy's boat captain.
But anyway, so on the Devers thing, Joe, right? You said earlier that you couldn't trade Devers, right? I disagree with you. He's 28 years old. He's still one of the best hitters in baseball. And there are teams out there looking for a third baseman. And I'm telling you right now, I would add Trevor Story to that mix. I would trade both of them.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect.
I would
and try Try to bring some pitching in. They need help in the bullpen. I'm not confident that a 37-year-old Chapman can go out there 4 out of 7 days and close. I'm not comfortable with the bullpen. And I think he's ripe for a trade. He's still 2 years removed from a no trade. Trevor Story, he hasn't got hurt yet. Perfect. Middle of his contract right now. 2 tradable contracts. There's always a team that thinks they can provide the atmosphere change that the player needs to perform. So, and if you don't think his contract, his value is worth anything, what does that say about signing a guy to 30+ times 11 years? Those contracts suck. It's like buying a house and trying to figure out if you can turn around the next day and flip it and get your money back. You always think of what you can get for the return value. And if you're telling me you can't get anything for it, then don't sign those 11-year deals anymore.
I agree. Thank you, Danny. Yeah, we didn't get aggravated with each other.
I was just about to ask. That's the same Danny?
Yeah.
Yo. Oh, man, God bless him. God bless him.
Those gummies.
God bless him.
Actually, I don't. If he's a boat captain, I don't think he does any of that.
That's dope. I love that for him. I really, really do.
I was going to mention that the bullpen for the Red Sox has been outstanding. They can't hit.
You know, again, Joe, all of this is 3 games. But let's pump the brakes on both sides. Whether you want to, say someone's trash or whether you want to say, someone's doing phenomenal. It's 3 games.
Okay. Mike's in Rhode Island. Hey, Mike.
Hey, how's it going? I wanted to talk on Devers, but while I was on hold, I thought about a couple of Stephon Diggs points. The 3.5 hours I was on hold. Anyways, Stephon. Anyone else notice when Stephon Diggs' arrival? I thought it was kind of cringeworthy. Like, he showed up, like he expected a ton of people to be there, and it sounded like there really wasn't a lot of people there. Then after he signed his contract, he had to start his own clap, and then the amount of claps in the room wasn't a lot. I think he thought there was going to be such grand valor welcome when he got there, and I just watched it and thought it was kind of cringeworthy. But also I want to speak on all these people thinking he's going to be a toxic poison to the quarterback. That's well out there on Front Street. Everybody knows about it. He knows about it. I think he's going to be on his best behavior, trying to clean up his name. It's a lot of money at stake. He wouldn't want to be known as that. So I feel like he's going to, be on his best behavior for us. And I felt kind of bad for him when he showed up. I did. I was like, oh, man, it should have been a little more welcome. That's it.
You got anything on Devers, or are we good?
Oh, yeah. No, what I'm saying, Devers, was that, people thinking he's, tanking, trying to crash out or whatever, get a trade. That makes no sense to me, because you're talking, again, $100 million you're talking here. Why would he want to make himself, number one, look like he's a bad hitter or lost his touch or he put no work into the offseason? Or number two, that he's a toxic player as well. He's not willing to do what the team asks for him, what's better for the team. So why would that add value to him in the market? I don't understand. And I feel like at that much money at stake, if for someone to be, act like tanking on purpose in a Major League Baseball, I don't know. It's hard to believe, and if it is, it's pretty sickening.
All right, Mike. I'm sorry I left you on hold for 39 minutes.
You said 3 hours.
We haven't even been on for 3 hours.
Yeah, I know, but you said 3 hours.
I just want to be correct. He was on hold for 39 minutes. I gave him his time, right?
Yes.
Did he talk?
You're nicer than me because my board's locked up and I was going to hang up on him.
No, I know, but you know what, though? I kind of liked his voice. He sounded like a guy, oh, it sounded Lifshats, because let me tell you, this is...
Hey, he was from Providence, right?
Did you ever hear Mo from The Simpsons?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, by the way, did you hear there was a guy who sent an email to Felger this week? You know how they do the emails of the day? One of the guys used the Simpsons name that Mo always yells out at the bar. Is there a...
Can you say it on air?
I don't know. No? Actually, let me find the name again, because I want to make sure I can...
Amanda?
Amanda Hugging Kiss. Yes, that one was one, right? I believe that was one. Because
alcoholic.
Yeah, Al, is there an Al here? Alcoholic? What was it again? I'm trying to remember the name. But I knew it from The Simpsons. Right off the bat, I go, that's The Simpsons. What was it? Oh, I got it. Can't do it.
Okay. Just tell me off air during the break.
Let's take one more call before the break. Bob's in the cat. Hey, Bob.
Let me tell you guys a story about this man. He was a great man, a man of vision and guts. That man's name was Bill Parcells, and the franchise he saved from ruin was the New England Patriots. And there isn't even a plaque or a statue or anything of him at old Patriots Place because somebody put a bullet in his eye.
Still waiting. Waiting for more.
A thespian called in.
Back in 1962. The Las Vegas Strip was bigger than ever.
Felt like I was at a play.
Mike Oxlong. That was the name. Oh, Mike from Uber, and it says it sounds like Marge's sisters, Patty and Selma.
Oh, God. Those two haters. They've been haters since the beginning.
They're wicked haters, right?
Oh, my God.
Aunt Patty and Aunt Selma.
I feel like they first showed up I remember them in Santa's Little Helper, that episode. With the dog, they get the dog.
That's the very first episode.
Okay.
We talked about that. Oh, that was Santa's Little Helper.
Yeah, Santa's Little Helper.
That was the very first
Christmas episode, yeah.
We were talking about this the other night, but did you see that Portnoy and them, Barstool, made it to Family Guy?
No.
So they did a bit on the one bite. So is it Chris and Stewie were outside, made a pizza. And so Portnoy and crew come on to do the one bite bit, you know. And then who's the guy in the wheelchair that's the cop there? He comes in and goes, "Hey, do you guys have a license? Do you guys have a license to sell? Do you guys have a license?" Yeah, Joe. Where's your health inspection? They literally, so basically they did a bit on Portnoy doing the one bite and then shutting him down. And I thought it was wicked funny.
That's what's up.
See, I think South Park's been stronger than Family Guy. Because I don't really watch The Simpsons. Like, it's past my... But every once in a while, I'll catch a South Park, though.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of that, there's a new album coming out from someone we know very well. I wanted to get your take on it.
Okay.
We'll do that next here on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
More Joe Murray coming up on the Sports Hub.
All right, back here in 98.5 The Sports Up. We got an hour to go, Leroy.
The hour of power.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mega Power's back. Why is it 7 dust in my head? Yeah. All right, well, I always think about things from our childhood, Leroy.
Mm-hmm.
And one night I was talking to Skaz and the crew at night about In Living Color, and they didn't know anything about the show.
Oh, man. I just watched some episodes on YouTube. Out the blue. It's weird that you're mentioning it.
The number 3 characters from In Living Color for me, 1 is Homie the Clown.
Okay.
2 is Fire Marshal Bill. And 3 is Wanda, Jamie Foxx. Am I missing? Oh, Antoine the Bum.
Men on Film.
Oh, hated it. But I loved the show.
Yeah.
And I think at that time, because I think Simpsons was on
Fox
at 8, and then they might have had In Living Color at 9. I can't remember.
Something like that.
I think Rock was on. Remember that show, Rock?
I hated that show.
I don't know what's on it.
It's too depressing, too heavy.
Yeah, they used to do it live too. I used to love Martin though.
Oh yeah.
Remember he was a radio host for WZUP.
Yeah.
What's up?
Oh yeah, what's up? What's up? What's up?
You think that's why we're on the radio, because of that show?
To be honest, I it's part of the reason for me.
I mean, I remember him being a radio host. Yeah. I loved it. I as a kid, I loved Good Morning Vietnam with Robin Williams, the radio. I watched Howard Stern's Private Parts. That's kind of what got the juices flowing for me a little bit.
News Radio. Did you ever watch that?
Yeah, yeah.
I love that show.
So really, there's been a lot of shows that have influenced our. If there's one show that influenced my life, it is The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Now, I didn't grow up a black kid from Philadelphia or anything like that. Got kicked out and moved to Beverly Hills.
Right, West Philadelphia.
You know what I'm saying?
Born and raised.
But was the show relatable? Well, yes, I knew who Will Smith was because parents just don't understand, and DJ Jazzy Jeff. And then, did I watch Men in Black and, what was some of his... Wild Wild West was horrible, but I watched it.
What else was he in?
I've seen Independence Day and,
What's the robot
Bad
one?
Boys.
iRobot.
Yep. What's the one, the Pursuit of Happiness was great.
Shark Tales. He was the voice cartoon Shark Tales.
Hitch. How could I forget Hitch? That's how I learned how to dance. Just keep it here, right? Keep it here.
There you go.
Well, the whole Chris Rock thing happened. Keep my wife's name out of your mouth. Mm-hmm. Well, now he's got a new album dropping.
Oh, God.
I've sent it to Jeff. And, can we get a little sample back there, Jeff Williams, please?
Unbelievable. Get it out of here.
It sucks, right?
Yeah, who's that? Jelly Roll with him or something? Who's that singing?
I don't know. I don't think that was Jelly Roll. I don't think Jelly Roll will go near that.
Jock Ross.
Oh, him? He's great. Let me tell you. It sounded like the guy who sings Gangsta's Paradise. What was his name? Been spending most of
the one that was sweating in the video like crazy?
Sweating.
Rocking back and forth and sweating. He wasn't healthy. I'm sorry. He was singing and sweating, and his eyes were closed really tight. Coolio, and he was rocking back and forth. Was he under interrogation while singing that part?
I think it was about. So again, a lot of songs back in the day were about movies, right? That was from the Dangerous Minds soundtrack.
Oh yeah,
with Michelle Pfeiffer.
Mm-hmm.
And being a teacher at the tough school, kind of like a Woman's Lean on Me version, right?
It's exactly what it was.
They recycled that whole type of movie over and over again. I'm sick of it.
Pat Calnan, who always listens, is a sales guy here. He was asking me one day, "Hey, why were you and Leroy talking about Lean on Me?" And I was thinking about it, like, why the hell were we talking? Were you here for this, Jeff?
Yeah. I was the one that playing it.
It was the song, though. What was the song we were?
Very
that's
sad.
what it was. And he came up to me and he goes, "Why were you guys talking about that?" And I go, "I don't know. Me and Leroy talking about a lot of things."
Something
because you guys were talking about Mayo going through the halls with the baseball bats.
Oh, yeah.
Joe Clark.
Hey,
yeah, because they made all the kids sing the school song, right? That was like the get out of detention, I guess, right?
Well, they sounded better than Will Smith did on this new song. It's disappointing. The positive again.
Morgan Freeman's had enough.
Oh, their harmonies were they were really good. Yeah, but with Will Smith again, I think the example that you should take from him is empty your cup before it's all said and done.
Why does he need to rap anymore?
It's in him, so let him get it out. And I think
did DJ Jazzy Jeff even record this thing?
I don't know.
Or was he like, I don't know, Will?
I don't know. But empty your cup in life. Just like you don't want to go to the grave and still have dreams and like never getting it out. Even if it's trash, just get it out.
Like, he can hold the flow.
No, he can't.
He's just not an MC.
It's not.
Or is he an MC?
It's not 1988. It's not. It's not even 1998.
Did you ever see
99. It's not.
Is it Family Guy that makes a pun on Will Smith's rap? I got to go to school so I can go to work. And my teacher's a jerk, but I'm cool because I'm Will. Something like that, because it's so safe, right? Has he ever sworn? Ever?
Yes. Not in his. I don't think so in his music, but obviously, in movies and interviews and stuff. Yeah, like, come on. He's trying to find his cool factor again after the whole slap, and he's just trying it, any and everything. But whatever. God bless him. I won't be listening.
Getting jiggy with it. All right, final hour of the show here on the Sports Hub.
Don't go anywhere. There's more Joe Murray. On the way on 98.5 The Sports.
right, final hour here. Leroy, are we together next week? I haven't looked at the schedule yet.
I don't think so. I think it's Cerrone and I on Saturday. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who's here next week, Jeff?
We got McCarthy.
Myself and McCarthy?
Yes.
Oh, wow. A Murray and McCarthy extravaganza. Just going to lay it up for Matt all day. Because Leroy, he came ready. Let me put my man over for a second here.
Oh, God.
Leroy Irvin, the executive producer for the Get Up Crew, heard on 96.9. And also in Las Vegas, where I'll be in 3 weeks listening to your show.
Oh, yeah.
For WrestleMania.
Vegas, Augusta, North Carolina.
So let me just give you the executive producer for a syndicated show heard mornings in Boston and throughout the United States.
Yes, and 1/4 of the team. Romero, Pebbles, Melissa, and
Leroy.
Also
the host of what? Do you do more here?
The midday show.
Okay.
10 to 2 every day, Monday through Friday.
And you also do a show with Cerrone?
Cerrone Battle, yes. Been doing it for a while and, filling in with greats like yourself.
Well, no, we're a show. It's just we're a show when we can. We also do post-game, Patriots post-game together.
Yeah.
So Leroy, I mean, a great executive producer for a nationally syndicated show. Got his own afternoon show.
Midday,
96.9.
Yep.
Does a show with Cerrone Battle. Patriots post-game with Joe Murray. And also hosts a weekly show with Joe Murray.
Yes.
It's a pretty good resume, bro.
I appreciate it, and I'm gonna spread my wings even more. I've really, when the time is right, I will reveal what I plan on doing.
Right. Because you're a man that with many talents.
Spread thin though.
You're a man like Jason Tatum, if you ask me.
Yep.
Because you could get rest, Leroy. You could take the time off.
My guy.
But you got to be out there with the team.
That's right.
You got to be out there in the know every day in the trenches. Like Jason Tatum, who's out there when, quite frankly, we all care about his health. We care about your mental health as well.
Yep.
But should he be playing? I say no.
Ooh, yeah.
But man, I respect the guy because it's Brady mentality.
That's right. That's the perfect way to put it, Joe. I'm with you. He shouldn't. I was shocked. I'm like, man, dude, the playoffs are just like right around the corner. We're good to go. I was gonna say they can't catch the Cavs, but they're what, four games behind, maybe 4.5. Who knows? But it's just not worth it. I was expecting for him to just sit back and just let his left ankle heal up completely. Maybe it has. We don't know, but just to be on the safe side. And when I ever put on that game last night, which, by the way, that court was killing my eyes. And San Antonio's uniforms, I couldn't tell, were they white or were they like this light powdered blue, whatever. But when I saw Jason Tatum on the floor, Joe, I did the same thing. I said, oh, my God, why is he playing? But then I had to salute. Said, this dude really is out here performing, doing what needs to be done in order to help his team. The team's going to the playoffs. The team is arguably the favorites to win it. But he's out there. You have to respect that. It baffles me that there are still people who question this dude's greatness, his ability. How? Are you not watching the games? Are you not seeing? Not only did he play, Joe, he led the way.
He almost had a triple-double.
Almost a triple-double. I believe 29 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists. Jason Tatum, you dog. And I mean that in the best way.
Yeah, I'm the number one Tatum defender. People think I'm a green teamer because I defend the guy so much, but what else can you ask of the guy? He doesn't say much. He just wants to be a dad and play basketball.
Oh my God.
I see him in commercials.
Yes.
Like he's doing everything he can, and he even said himself, I go out there and play because when I play on the West Coast, I want to play in Phoenix. I want to play in towns that they don't see me often.
Wow.
And kids who buy my jersey. Yeah. Like, San Antonio sucks. He had no reason to play. But Joe Mazzulla said it this week. Like, it's hard to get this guy to. It's a mentality. I don't want to call it Mamba mentality, but it's something. I call it Brady mentality, right? Like, he just always wants to play.
I hear you, and I think what got him to this point, and again, I could be wrong. I knew that he was going to be impacted by not getting the Finals MVP. I knew the way he was treated and dogged out with the Olympic run, it was going to have some impact on how he performed this season. I didn't see it like this. I think that has a lot to do with why he ends up showing up last night and playing. He wants to show and prove that those who doubt him, those who question his ability, his leadership ability, his closing ability, you are absolutely wrong. You are a fool to think that this young man doesn't have what it takes. He's shown up night in and night out. If he doesn't put up big numbers, let's say scoring-wise, chances are it's because he's getting everybody else involved.
He's unselfish. He gets criticized for being unselfish. If he has 2 points in a fourth quarter, they don't look at it that he got Porzingis involved for 14.
Good Lord.
By the way, Kristaps Porzingis last night crushed it again. They won every game on the road trip. They've won 55 games again. I believe it's 3 straight seasons. Has not been done since the Larry Bird Celtics. Those teams were pretty good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kristaps Porzingis, the team is now 24-4 since essentially Porzingis said he needs to earn baskets with meat, if you remember that response that he had. They've won 8 in a row. Like, they're playing their best basketball of the year. I think Jason Tatum's playing his best basketball of the year. But, like, 8 straight wins for the Celtics.
Crazy.
They've clinched the 2 seed already. Like, with only a few more games to go, I don't know what else they really need to prove here. I think health, though, like the other night, seeing Tatum go down really did kind of bother me. But, you know, I think that these guys want to play. But I will say this. One concern I do have is Jaylen Brown. Like, last night they removed him from the game and put in – they went double big. They went Cornet and Porzingis at once. It helped them win the game.
Yeah.
Because Jaylen Brown's been hurting them. I don't care what Brown's doing right now. I want him to be healthy.
Yes.
But he wants to play in the games because of all NBA and all this. He has to play in, I think, 7 of the last 9 games or something like that.
Well, if that's the case, I just sat here and praised Jason Tatum. Then I got to praise Jaylen Brown, too.
I just think his game has been interrupted by it.
Yeah, it might have suffered, but the mindset is there. And the hope is that somehow, some way, between now and midway through the playoffs, I'm assuming they're going to win round 1, but somewhere midway through the playoffs, he can heal enough to look like the Jaylen Brown that we're used to seeing. But both of them, chips on their shoulders. And they're the defending champs, and they still have chips on their shoulders? We forget that Jaylen Brown wasn't even on the Olympic team, so he should feel some type of way. These guys are really going out there. We've sat here for hours and talked about, let's say, Devers. And again, we don't know the true ins and outs of what's going on with Raphael Devers. But there is an assumption that he might not be in it. His mind, he might not really be into it right now. You don't have that problem with Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. You look around the league. We mentioned Jimmy Butler getting out of Miami. Things not going his way and just making noise, and you see that in sports in general. You think everything went the way Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown wanted? No, but they show up. They really got to be hurt to not be playing. So I got to give them a lot of credit. I salute them for being the leaders that they are on this team. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, we hope health-wise he gets back to what we're used to seeing him perform as. But Jason Tatum, and for the record, if you didn't see the game last night, I know I said 29, 10, and 8. That sounds beautiful. That's wonderful. But as far as his ankle, there are no issues. I didn't see any limp. I didn't see him, favoring one side over the other. I didn't see him trying to play carefully. He was balling like he has been balling all season long. And I'll go out and just say it. I think he should be an MVP favorite. You are the best. He is the best player on the best team. And if you watch, you see how he gets everyone else involved. You see how his play frees up everyone else and he has the nerve to find them when they're open too, he should be a favorite for MVP. Sorry.
SGA is going to get it, but yes, I don't disagree with you. You also threw in our rundown. This is for all the ladies out there.
Okay.
Some local female entrepreneurs spearheading some pretty cool fashion movements at the Garden.
Mm-hmm. Good for them. That's
some good
beautiful
stuff there.
Yeah.
It's over in the Boston.com today, but you've probably seen. I do some stuff with Cardval, which is right next to the pro shop over there, and I've seen the bro denim in there, bro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that stuff looks good.
Really? Now you saw what else I wrote in there, right?
What was that? Well, see, like I like that. I can't click on it, but I like that look. Kind of reminds me of that 70s show look. I don't know what it is with that, but
I said that story is great, but it made me think of there's this idea that grown men can't wear or shouldn't wear jerseys in public. Is that still a thing, or it's 2025 and we're past that?
So I have no problem with it, but I don't do it anymore. I don't know if it's because, like me, I barely wear any team apparel because, I'm in the business now, so I don't. But am I against it? No. Like, if I'm going to a Celtics game, I do wear a Celtics hoodie.
Summertime, I walk in here with a Jason Tatum jersey on. You looking at me funny?
No.
Do people still look at people funny? Grown men funny?
Listen, people have a problem with people wearing backwards hats. All right? Like, come on.
Really?
I still wear a backward. Jeff? I don't think I've ever seen Jeff without a backwards hat on.
I felt attacked when Maz was calling us out a few months back.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
Oh, yeah. You should do a show with Maz, just you two.
I'd have to battle him on that one.
He'd
Really?
love you, though. He'd love to work with you.
Oh, my God.
The one thing I will say about Felger and Maz, because, again, unfortunately, we're in a business where people ask you about them all the time, right? And I'm on after them, so it's like I still get the I get the scraps of what they get.
You get the remnants of what they've done.
But overall, like, I think they're two awesome dudes. Like, I know they do a show, but like outside of this, I actually love both of them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think they're like cool dudes. I don't know.
Right.
People are, oh, they really like that. Like, I like them both. I love Maz. I see Maz. Love Maz. Love Felger too. Love to make the money that they do.
Oh,
too.
shut up. You're stupid.
Maybe I got to sell my bro denim myself. Joe Denim.
Joe Denim. Yo, that's perfect. You need to trademark that real quick.
Somebody already stole it, I think.
Joe Denim.
Eric's in Reading. Hey, Eric.
What's up, guys? I think I called you guys a couple months back about Joe Millen maybe trading him to the Saints. I want to know, do you guys believe in the rumors out there? Or I also think, I want to know what you think, who would be a good trade partner for Joe Millen. I also think the Rams would be a good one. What do you think about that?
Well, here's my thing with Joe
Cowboys would be mine, but go ahead.
But why are we sweating this? I don't mean any disrespect.
Because Robert Kraft said they have two quarterbacks. That's why. That's why.
He played a game against backups. Why are we like, yo, Joe Milton? You even have some people saying, hey, man, he should start. They should keep him. I've heard people say
Michael Bishop. That's what I'll tell you.
He may or may not be that. All I'm saying is we don't have enough evidence, and we're not going to go by one game against backups.
Yes, I go to camp, watch him try to make a short throw. It's tough. You talk about things that you do for the first time. Watching Joe Milton throw short passes for the first time was not great. So I wonder if he would say that too. Eddie is in Medfa. Hey, Eddie.
Joe, what's happening, bud?
Yo.
Just called to see what do you guys think about the left tackle. Who do you think they're going to grab?
Right now it's Verdarian Lowe, but maybe they look to the draft. There's a bunch of names. We can go over them in a little bit. What else you got?
All right. Causeway up in Gloucester. Great sandwiches, Joe. If you like seafood, check it out, brother.
In my opinion, they have the best clam chowder in the area.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, yeah, dude, bro. I live on the North Shore, so I go to all the spots, bro.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, great haddock sandwich.
Yeah. No, I love the Causeway. They, in my opinion, they have the best clam chowder north of Boston.
Uh-huh. What about the lobster roll?
You know who's got a nice little lobster roll over there? There's a little ice cream joint by by Long Beach right there. They make a hell of a lobster roll. You know where I had a hell of a lobster roll recently?
Where?
Kelly's.
I heard. Yeah.
No, Leroy, last week at Kelly's, we did, myself and Jim Murray.
Oh, I know.
Did a live broadcast at Kelly's.
I was listening.
I ate everything. I don't know if you heard too. I ate a little too much. My belly. It was more me, Joe, problem than them. But man, those lobster rolls, bro. They buttered them from the inside, not butter on top of the lobster. The bread was buttered and then toasted, and then buttered again with a brush. Oh my god! And then the lobster is put on. It was fantastic.
Joe, I love you, bro. And I think what you do, sports talk, is phenomenal. But I feel like you've missed your calling.
I'm available. Okay, Leroy, if somebody wants me to do... Listen, I think you and I are very humble people.
Okay.
I ain't doing anything for free anymore. And I'm sorry. But if you want me to do a food show, I will host a food show, but you got to pay me.
Food show, restaurant inspections.
I'll do whatever you want.
Something.
I'll do whatever you want. I told you what happened is I made a lifestyle change. Now I miss it. And that's why I get perked up about it.
Should be on a shirt. I made a lifestyle change on the front and on the back. Now I miss it.
No, I was addicted to soda. I loved ginger ale.
Oh, me too.
Canada Dry.
Yes,
in
Lord.
a mason jar with ice.
Yes, Lord. Yep.
Oh, you might as well put an umbrella in that bad boy.
Yep. Oh my God.
It was so good. Coca-Cola. Now they're putting the names back on them. Remember they used to have your name on the Coca-Cola? Did you ever see a Leroy on there?
No.
What's up with that?
I think my name they might consider it might be a little bit too ghetto.
Is that what they call that?
What?
Like I see Joe all the time. What if did you see the word Irvin?
Yeah, but they normally have a G on it, so it's not technically my
Irving.
last name. Yeah, Irvin.
Leroy Irvin.
Yeah.
I used to. There was a school near my house.
Oh yeah,
the Irvin.
Irvin.
I used to play ball there.
That's right.
Yeah, I grew up down the road.
You ever go? Let me stop. I was gonna take it to the left.
What's going on over there right now these days?
In Hyde Park?
No, I went through the city yesterday. I was telling you.
Yeah.
So White Stadium's gone, huh?
Half of it.
That's
more than half. I went by there 2 days ago too, just to look.
Controversy on that.
Oh,
huh?
yeah, big
Again,
time.
not making this a political discussion.
Right. I grew up
White
over
Stadium
there.
was ruled growing up. If you got to play at White Stadium, it was awesome.
Summertime, they had some beat up basketball hoops outside of White Stadium. That was where I went to try to hone my skills. And White Stadium was always in the background. I'm just curious. I haven't looked at the plans, but there's a lot of open area, open space, and I just have to assume that all that's gone.
Yeah,
all of that is out of there.
That area, though, I will tell you, though, is becoming. There's a lot of nice bars. They call it the South End now. I guess is what they call that area.
Really?
But I think so, right? Malcolm X, where the police station is and all that.
Oh, okay.
Right over. I know that White Stadium's down the other way, but that whole area, though, I feel like they're trying to become more.
What was the one across from English that the old school joint that went away? I couldn't believe it went away.
Doyle's?
Doyle's.
Oh yeah,
yes.
that was my bar. I used to hang out there. Everybody I knew was there. Yeah, that was the spot. I don't even know what it is. I haven't. You know what? Know what it is? I haven't even driven down there since it's been gone.
There's nothing there. It's just sitting there.
The car wash still there? I don't even know.
I think the car wash is still
By
there.
the way, when you drive by Forest Hills,
yeah,
it's everything's gone.
Everything's gone.
The clock and everything.
It's all. Yep. And the track, the old track at English, they finally have done something with it and upgraded it. But yeah, it's totally changed around there.
All right. Well, we're talking about the old neighborhood.
Grove Hall.
That's right. All right, we'll take a quick break. You're listening to 98.5 The Sports Hub.
You're listening to Joe Murray on 98.5.
neighborhood. So, yeah, Leroy and I grew up 1.5 miles away from each other. And we're just realizing it right now.
There's a good chance we probably ran into each other or were in the same spot at the same time.
I swear I played ball against Cerrone.
Probably.
Me and him have, like, looked at each other, and we were like looking at each other like, we post each other up at, somewhere. Like, did I see you at Ross Field one day, my man?
Probably. Ooh. Some legendary ballers from over there.
That's right. Yeah. I'm trying to think of who was there was a kid, Elton Tyler, that played. He went to Miami. Yeah, he went to West Roxbury High.
It's a lot of greats, man. Shout outs to everybody who
locally though.
Was out there.
Shabazz Napier was from the area. He's a little younger than us, I think, though.
I seen a recent picture of Bunny, who played for the Burke. I forget, who was he with?
Oh, by the way, speaking of that, you had the number one prospect in the state on the show, right? From
AJ Dabansa. Oh, which reminds me, I believe he's going to BYU.
Can you now? Granted, the coach at BYU, I know people will say right off the bat, like a Mormon school or something to that degree, but they're a great basketball program.
Mm-hmm.
Their coach right now is, a lot of people. That's why he's going to that school, because of the coach. But they just made it to Kevin Young is the coach there, and he's put together a big group. This kid could have went to any call. Alabama was up. They lost yesterday, but he chose BYU of any school.
Well, he looks smart now.
Damn right.
He looks smart now.
Kevin Young's the guy right now.
It's funny, man. I had put this in the email too. Him going to BYU, already know who I'm rooting for next year in college basketball. It's going to be BYU. And then it brings me back to this year. Never in my life, Joe, and I mean never, did I ever think that I would be cheering and pulling for Duke like I've been pulling for Duke this season. And it made me realize something. There are factors into what makes you cheer for a certain team. And the major one is that they represent where you're from. But I realize there's something greater than that. And what's greater than that is the story. If the story about a team or a player, in this case, Cooper Flagg being from New England, to see this kid who you would see on YouTube, and a lot of the young people will be like, he's the next one. And then he goes to Duke, and to see him fulfilling the prophecy, it's just unbelievable. And I'm like, Duke was a team that we hated. I go back to Fab Five, Michigan, to see what they did to the Fab Five. Hated them. They were considered the stuck-up crew. And here I am today rooting for Duke because of Cooper Flagg. And I guess another point is, it's like when you see local talent doing big things, you can't help but just pull for him. So I wish Cooper Flagg the best. AJ, when he goes to BYU, shout outs to Brockton. But when he goes to BYU, I'm going to be pulling for them too, because the story to me is greater than anything else. It's just phenomenal. I can't believe I'm rooting for Duke.
I rooted for Duke last night. The story of Cooper Flagg, maybe it's been covered. I know locally here everybody only cares about the pro sports teams, but he declassified. He started the year. He was 17 years old.
Oh, my God.
He graduated early and then went to Duke. Like, he should still be in high school. He's the best player in the league in college basketball.
College basketball, period.
If he comes out, the only thing that's going to keep him is the NIL.
You think the injury that he had that I thought was going to keep him out?
Rolled his ankle.
Yeah, but still.
Dude, did you see him yesterday?
I know. Him and Tatum, both of them, and Tatum went to Duke too, but the way they bounced back from these injuries that looked like they were really, really bad, I don't know if they were selling it a little bit too much, but to see them both out there balling, it's unbelievable.
This is just a Joe hypothetical. Mm-hmm. This means nothing. Would you trade Jaylen Brown for Cooper Kupp?
Would I trade Jaylen Brown for Cooper Kupp right now? No.
Okay, just wanted to ask.
No.
That's a hypothetical, everybody.
Why would you put that out there?
Because of that ownership situation.
Could you, man, you couldn't get a ticket to go to a game if he came here.
Imagine Tatum. Oh, my God. And did Pags go to Duke? Steve Pagliuca? I feel like there's a little something there. By the way,
it feels blasphemous that I said I'm rooting for Duke.
You don't have an I Hate Christian Laettner t-shirt?
Exactly. Hurley? I couldn't stand him.
You know what it is? Coach K's gone. It's a different vibe, bro. Right? Like, they're
them jerseys are still blue. They still the Blue Devils.
Know what I got to tell you, though? That Calvin Sampson, the coach of Houston, bro, that out-of-bounds play to win the game the other night, that's coaching.
That's coaching.
Where John Calipari, again, beat Rick Pitino, I'm going to credit him, but he learned how to choke after he lost because Pitino's team choked. The other thing I would say is this, Rick Pitino, don't keep your best player on the bench, even if he's struggling, because Houston kept their best player on the bench. And guess what happened? Texas Tech kept their best player on the bench, and he hits the big shot. So it's like, I watched Ray Allen struggle a lot. And in big moments, he hit big threes and free throws, and it's like you can't keep those guys off the floor. So, anyways, let's talk to Topher. How you doing, Topher?
Good afternoon, gentlemen. How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. Joe, really quick, because I know Leroy played along. Did you mean Cooper Flag, or were you still going with the Cooper Cup thing for Jaylen Brown? Because you just crossed sports. I was a little concerned.
Did I say Cooper Cup or Cooper Flag?
Yes, you did.
Oh, I did?
I don't think I caught it either.
You knew what I was saying.
I knew what you were saying.
No, I'm watching it on YouTube. You just played along with it. You even repeated it.
Whatever.
Cooper Flag.
You know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about, but no.
Oh, we all did, but like we had a laugh.
Hey,
it was good.
Hey, Topher, did you know that Leroy likes Blanche?
Blanche from Golden Girls?
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Thank you.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
Thank you.
Topher has the Funko Pops.
Oh, really?
I shared it on the internet.
Okay. Good old Blanche.
Oh yeah.
Do they think you think the Funkos look good?
Yeah, I mean they're in workout uniforms, so everybody loves that.
Okay. What are you eating today, Toph?
Nothing yet. Trying to figure out lunch.
What are you thinking?
So it was a good time for lunch.
What are you feeling right now?
I don't know. They got this new thing at Taco Bell I'm like destined to try.
Yeah.
They're like little street tacos, but then again, I don't know.
Street tacos, huh?
Yeah.
At Taco Bell.
Chicken street tacos. Hey, anything new is worth a try, right?
I'm in.
I do have a question, though, from Mr. Irvin.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Now, Leroy, I'm easy when I ask questions.
Okay.
You guys have been talking about Devers all, most of the morning.
Yep.
I've actually liked the conversations. If he continues his path, say within the next year or two, because I think in 2 years he's traded. Would you agree with me? And what would you get for it, given the fact of what you got in AAA? Would you go with it? Would you just move the contract? Or would you still try to get something like Joe was talking about, get a Mike Trout type deal?
Thanks, Topher. I'm going to answer it for you. If they're going to trade Devers, again, would I do the Mike Trout for Raphael Devers deal? Absolutely. I only mean it on the Angels side of things.
And McCall was saying a year or two from now, if he doesn't.
Year or two from now, they're going to have to give up a prospect and money. They're going to eat the money and give up a prospect to get rid of him. Yeah. Hey, I would just get surgery. That's what I would do.
I also would say, I get it. He hasn't looked good at the end of last season and the first 3 games this season. But to accelerate things to trade talk already is just, I think, a little bit premature.
Just 3 games.
Yeah, we gotta wait it out a little bit longer and see. But he did say if he continues and it's like this a year or two from now, which I highly doubt. I think he'll get it together both mentally and physically. But for right now, you can't deny that he's struggling. It is kind of upsetting, and hopefully that he'll get it together.
Sarko!
Yo, Joe, what's up, my brother? How you doing?
How you doing?
I'm all right, my man. Hanging in there. So listen, the thing is, I was calling in so real quick. Like when you said something about I caught up on the podcast. All right, on when you was at Silver Street Grill and you mentioned that fajitas going by, and he was like, "What a rush!" So it made me remember a whole much, like watching the Road Warriors back in the days, and I was like, they were my favorite. Now I'm not gonna lie to you, like I'm more of a casual fan now. I do watch WrestleMania every year. Quick story, Leroy, what's up, my brother? Just want to tell you, shout out to Roxbury, Dorchester, Mattapan, Hyde Park, JT. You feel me?
Yes, sir.
All right, my brother.
Girl
so
ball.
real quick, yeah. So I want to tell you what happened. So I'm with my cousin because he's an avid like wrestling fan. So. And it started when I even sent him when they first came out with the WWF spinner belt.
Yep.
When he's young, he just turned 30, but this is like 9 years ago when this happened. Now he's here. So the thing is, you remember WrestleMania 32, right? When Shane McMahon jumped off to the cage.
Yeah.
Okay. So what happens is while watching WrestleMania 32. My two cousins, my little brother at the time was 10. No way I was going to have him do this. So quick disclaimer. I like when Jackass comes on and says, please don't do this at home and all that stuff. Okay. So that's pretty much what I'm about to get at. Not only that, it's very idiotic. They all go out there on the porch. Now, mind you, my porch is very high. So once you stand on the ledge, you're about 8-9 feet high to get to down to the front lawn. So they all want to jump off the ledge now into a box into the lawn. So they both do it and they land on their feet. And I'm like, you guys suck. I'm like, you guys are young. I'm way more older than you. Like, are you guys kidding me? So I jump up there, right? And I go up there. And I swear, I'm not lying to you. I just did it right away. And I'm going to show you guys how it was done, the elbow drop. It was the elbow drop. And I come down, and I'm telling you, I landed it. Oh, it was perfect. First time. My whole body, felt like it shattered. Listen. Not even less than a year later, I'm getting a right hip replacement, okay, brother? Man. I'm dead up serious. So listen, that's the story, by the way. The wife made me say hi. All right?
Appreciate you, Soccer. Sorry, we're up against it, my man. Kids, don't try this at home.
Yeah, don't try this at home.
Appreciate you, Soccer.
Can I mention something?
Yes.
I've been hit up by someone who's a very kind individual. His name is Ryan Harrell.
Ryan
Harrell, great guy. What's up, Ryan? His son, Jalen Harrell. Have to mention him when we talk about young ballers coming from around the way. He plays, I believe he's a senior at Cats Academy in Braintree.
Ooh.
He has played with AJ. He has played with Cooper Flagg. And this kid is just, he's phenomenal. Gatorade Player of the Year, back-to-back years. He is one of the most sought-after basketball players, I'd say, in the country. So we got to show him love, too. Jalen Harrell, look him up, Harrell. Jalen, Jaylen.
He's got a whole video page
Thank
I'm looking at here.
Look him up, show him some love, show some support. A lot of times we talk about the talent that comes from the South and from the West Coast and the Midwest and all this, that, and the third. I get it. The Northeast and specifically Boston has always had great talent and continues to have talent. So, again, I can't show Cooper Flagg and AJ DeBonta love and not show Jalen some love, too.
Go to UMass or BC.
Right? That would be. Imagine all three of them going to BC.
Tell you that.
Oh, that would have been crazy.
Portals wide open. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Final break here of the day on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
More Joe Murray coming up on the Sports Hub.
Here at New England Coffee, we believe that the richest, smoothest coffee experience begins with crafting it in a place where quality and character comes with the territory. New England Coffee. grounded in New England.
Spring into savings and get more with Ira Mazda, your source for a seamless car buying experience. Get the intuitive electrified 2025 Mazda CX-90 PHEV Preferred for just $359 a month or 0.9% financing. Or drive away in the refined performance of a 2025 Mazda CX-50 2.5S Select for $269 a month or 0.9% APR for 36 months. Tap into these deals and more at Ira Mazda, in person on Route 1 the Auto Mile or online at iramazda.com. Remember, New England drives Ira. See dealer for details. Offers expire March 31st, 2025.
Hi, I'm Eric Vaden. I'm the agency owner for the Geico local office in Braintree, Massachusetts. Having Cambridge Savings Bank as a partner has given me the runway to build my business the right way with the best talent. Having that personalized service along with the technology necessary to run my business has been the biggest advantage to my operation. CSB is the business banking partner that I wanted from the start. I'm not just a number.
Cambridge Savings Bank is proud to support local business owners. Stop by your local branch today. Member FDIC.
Mass General Brigham Health Plan is integrated with one of the nation's leading health systems, offering health insurance with comprehensive benefits and a broad network of doctors and hospitals. With Mass General Brigham Health Plan, you'll find unique options for families, businesses, and retirees. You deserve coverage as advanced as your care. Call your broker or visit massgeneralbrighamhealthplan.org.
The question always comes up, where to take your vehicle for reliable and trustworthy service, whether it's repair or just maintenance. I know just the place. Meineke Car Care is your one-stop shop for total car care. They handle engines, brakes, oil, tires, and yeah, they do mufflers too. Each Meineke is independently owned and operated. That's why I trust them to handle the maintenance of my personal vehicle. Meineke prides itself on providing exceptional customer service. Go to Meineke.com for the location near you and schedule an appointment today. Trust your key with Meineke, doing car care right.
I was in the hospital with my son for 18 months. When he got injured, I knew I had to be strong. I just remember rushing into his room and giving him a big hug and letting him know I was there.
These veterans and families are just a few of the heroes we serve at Homes for Our Troops. We build specially adapted custom homes with features like wheelchair access and automatic door openers that allow them to focus on their recovery and family.
This house is freedom. It's hope. It's a new beginning.
Visit hfotusa.org.
As men get older, our bodies change. We all know that.
All right, Leroy, we got to go.
All right. It's been fun. It's been real.
I wanted to get your thoughts on the City documentary, but you know what? We'll have to do that another day.
Can I get 20 seconds?
Go ahead.
I recommend it. I mean, every last episode, it's 4 episodes right now. I recommend it. They are on the Larry Bird era, so check that out. Episode 5 comes out tomorrow, Monday. So, again, go check it out. Great, great documentary. I believe it's on HBO Max. Yeah, it is.
Be sure to check out Leroy with the Get Up crew. Mornings. What time do you guys start?
6 to 10, but I'm here at 4:30. I don't know why I threw that in there, but I just did.
He'll be here bright and early tomorrow morning. I'll be here tomorrow night, 6 o'clock on the Sports Hub. Jeff Williams, excellent job as always. Sorry if you could not get through today, but you know who's coming up next? Mark Dondero.
Yes, sir.
He'll be with you. He can take your calls here at 617-779-0985. I'm sure there'll be a lot of Raphael Devers talk. The game's coming up in a bit, and all the final games heading to the Final Four finish up this afternoon.
Real quick, did we decide officially who Elliot Wolf is when it comes to Godfather characters? Not Johnny Fontaine?
He's Fredo.
He's Fredo. Okay, there it is.
I'm smart too.
What was this hour brought to us by, Leroy?
Oh, this hour was brought to us by... I'm going to hold the note until I find it. Brought to you by Valvoline Instant Oil Change. Enjoy quick and convenient vehicle maintenance this month. Visit NewEnglandOilChange.com for 15% off your drive-through oil change at Valvoline Instant Oil Change, the official oil change of busy people.
Everybody enjoy your Sundays. Mark Dondero has you for the rest of the afternoon here. Thanks to Leroy Irvin. I'm Joe Murray here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Thanks, Jeff.
There's more Joe